Everybody, how's it going? How are you?
It's Friday.
It's Friday and it's Black Friday, which stresses me out. So hopefully you're not being stressed out too. Because Black Friday, I don't know, it can prey on the worst of all of us. It certainly plays on my personal neurosis. Mm-hmm. However, I've been getting some questions today about which thing this, which thing that. And if you look down in the description and click on more, I've added in, I'm doing an Amazon Black Friday 2023, so I'm putting some cool things in there. And we can talk about other things too. You can ask us questions. I've got a couple things we might make, like super low key. I'm in my sweatpants, and other than taking a 4-mile walk today, I ate something.
Yeah.
I ate something, and then I made newsletters and stuff. So I haven't done a whole lot.
I was trying to think what we ate. Oh, we ate black beans or red beans and rice. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was more of like Southern country style pintos, and I think that was in the Ultimate Vegan Cookbook for Your Instant Pot. Like, I wish I was able to name these books because that's a lot. The first Instant Pot book, Instant Pot Book 1. Yeah, Angela, I have been walking more because I've been a little bit emotionally dysregulated, and that's okay. Some of it's the holidays, the travel, and Black Friday really does just like reach into the deep, dark pit of my soul.
Yeah.
Because what I worry about, I feel like I'm going to miss out. I'm not going to get the best thing. I got to look at all the things, and there's a lot of things now. It's not like it used to be, right? It used to be not that big a deal.
Well, and we're not even talking just about appliances or kitchen gadgets or anything like that. We're talking about some of the tools that you even use for your business.
And that is, it just seems unfair that all of it has to happen at the same time. But
and then you have just this limited amount of time to decide, do you want to get that? Do you want to re-up on that? And do you want to get this other one? And it's a lot of research for these business tools, so it's kind of stressful.
It really stresses me out. And, it is what it is. So I thought, so if I seem a little discombobulated, I'm working really hard on like being zen, taking those walks. Oh, Miss Mia is here. I almost called you today, and then I didn't. A new Citamix here in Spain. Black Friday even in Spain. I have no doubts about that.
I bet it's a Vitamix.
Oh, maybe it is a Vitamix, or it's something from...
Because the V and the C are right by each other.
From the Spain. I was thinking it was from the magical Spain.
Oh, it could be something
So like
different.
this beautiful appliance that does everything that I want it to. And what I thought we would do... Oh, I just watched myself go this. And I'm like...
There's a little delay
they're
between the
bad
two.
choices I make, but I'm just hanging out with you, and you're my bud, so that's the way it is. But then I look and I'm like, what the heck? And we will talk about all the things too, and I'll show you some stuff. And then I thought if you had some questions or wanted my opinion on some of the things, we could talk about that too. On the list, if you go down and click on the Amazon Black Friday list, I can add some more stuff to it as you ask me questions. But let me see if can I find it? Did I already, there we go. Nope, that's somebody else's list. I was peeking on somebody else's list. But let me, but there's like the Breville, a couple of Brevilles are on sale. A couple of other things. So let me look at my page. 2023 Black Friday, and then I put in parentheses, or November. I have no secret information, but I kind of suspect the sales are going to go on longer. A lot of them, not all of them, but some of them started 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's just hard to know how long these are going to go, because I've been like seeing like Black Friday stuff since October 31st. At Costco. And then today I get this email from Costco that's like, it's finally here, Black Friday, look at all the Black Friday sales. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, didn't you just like have all these things on sale? So it's very confusing sometimes. Like,
Well,
now I'm wondering, did we not get as good a deal as we could have got on the Beast, kind of thing?
Well, that's the thing with Costco, though. So actually, we bought the Beast blender on Costco, which I didn't put anywhere, which I'm kind of liking. I used it on dry stuff in the dehydrator class. And again, any tool that I'm talking about, so let's just get this out in the open. If you already have a small blender you love, you do not need another one. If you already love the Vitamix you have, and it's working fine, you do not need another one. So this is not me here to try and make you buy things. However, if you are going to buy something, or if you need a milk maker, or an Instant Pot, or a slow cooker, let's talk and find the best one for you.
Right.
Even if that means it's not on sale. And I just realized too, I don't think I put out the thing, because I think 360 is having a sale too. I'm going to put out some more links tomorrow on Small Business Saturday on the newsletter. So down below, there's like one part that says, get Kathy's 4 spice blends. That puts you on the newsletter. If you got a newsletter today, you're on the newsletter. Welcome. We're glad you're here. So, and this is funny. I didn't think anybody was going to show up. This is how I've been for the past few days. I'm like, 45 people are here to hang out with us as we chat about things. And my tea's ready. So I was thinking, I got to look through some of these comments too, but I made some soy milk in the Miomat, which is my favorite large milk maker, which is on sale. So again, if you have a milk maker, just because I'm using the Miomat does not mean that you need 2 milk makers. Mm-hmm. If you haven't gotten one yet, and Soy Joya is pretty much like the Miomat. I just don't have the Soy Joya because I have the Miomat, right? And I figure we can go from there. But I made some milk. I've got a frother. I know we've had some chats about frothing, and homemade soy milk froths like a dream. And I didn't even look up any frothers. This is something I just decided because I want some tea. And I can show you, it's ridiculously easy.
And apparently I can't do it.
You can't.
I tried to do it the other day, and I slung it everywhere all over the kitchen because I don't know what I was doing wrong.
You have to do the milk first, then add the tea. If it's already full, it's going to go up this much. Mm-hmm. We will talk about that too. And so I made some herbal chai so that we can be grown-ups and have tea and not stay up all night. And also, if you're feeling anxious like I am a little bit right now because of the time of the year, Black Friday, for me personally, a nice herbal tea goes a long way. It's warm, it's soothing, it's delightful, and it's not going to keep you up. Mm-mm. So, and I'm going to look through these. Oh, Miss Gina is here. Yeah, it plays on my FOMO. Indeed, it makes me so stressed out. Okay, let me go back. I know Mona is here. Angela's here. Donna from New York. We had a great Thanksgiving. Did you guys have Thanksgiving dinner with us, literally? I'm sorry, it was a vertical video. And
it was kind of loud at times, and
it was crazy.
It was crazy in there, but even we were in this little corner, tucked back in this corner by the bar, and like I don't know why, but all of a sudden it just like people just started congregating there just to have conversations. And like at one point there were people like right here next to us.
And I'm like, we're as far away from everybody.
Like if you turned your head, you saw somebody's butt. Like they were that close.
Yeah. And I am not at the age of the butt licking, so you can keep your butts to yourself.
Yeah, but I was
all
like,
those people out there.
If they'd have stood back just like a half an inch, they would have knocked into us. They were that close.
It was a little bit weird. And Debbie, I think I said this earlier, she already bought some stuff on my Amazon list.
Thank you.
And we appreciate that. So what does it mean if you buy through one of my links or you buy from my Amazon list? It's an affiliate link, and that means I get a small, sometimes incredibly tiny commission, especially from Amazon, at no additional cost to you. And again, I'm not here just to get you to put 25 cents in my bucket, right? So if you're having a hard time, if you are in financial straits, I don't want you to buy anything on Black Friday. Mm-mm.
But if we can help you get exactly what you want and not have to do like sometimes what we have done, where we buy one thing thinking this is going to take care of it, and then we're like, that didn't quite take care of it, so now we got to go get another thing. And so we're looking at new lights right now, and we're trying to figure out, so that we don't buy the wrong thing and then have to turn around and buy something else, in short amount of time. So we get it.
And the thing is, so the kitchen is pretty set up. I mean, it's not that when you do video stuff. And another thing is, if you look down there, if you're interested in doing video stuff and you have a Mac, Ecamm Live is on sale as well. And if you scroll all the way down, click more, scroll all the way down. I've used Ecamm and I just love it. And if you have some questions about that, we can entertain that. Though, unless you ask, I'm probably not going to talk about it any more than that. But that's what allows us to do the multi-camera setup. We can use our phone and our laptop and have a 2-camera setup just like that.
There's a lot of other things you can do with it too, but we use about this much of it. Well, we
Yeah.
used to use about this much of it, now we use about this much of it.
Mia says, actually, it's an Instapot. I like that. So it's like an electric pressure cooker. Oh, very cool. Oh, electric carburella. It's been a while. Life has been bananas. Oh, no, you totaled your Tesla. I'm so sorry. Did not get a Black Friday deal on its replacement.
I suspect not. Oh, that's hard.
And we love seeing Gina. Gina, I'm so glad that you've been hanging out with us more lately. Oh, Marilyn. And actually, Marilyn, I put on here a full star chopper and a Mueller Austria chopper in hopes that one of those. So if you have some feedback on the one you got, I put the one that's on sale for 48% off is the Mueller Austria Pro Series 10-in-1. This is why everything takes research, because there's like 7 of them. 7 of them.
Yeah.
And, and Rebecca, there's no need to partake in Black Friday, and we can just conversate, talk about froth and milk. And again, I want this to be the antithesis of you watching Amazon Live people selling to you. This is a Q&A. This is not anything else. Oh, thanks, Cheryl. Purchase the Great Vegan Bean Book and the Ultimate Vegan Cookbook for your Instant Pot. I hope you enjoy them. And if you have some questions, don't forget you can just ask me. Real is here. Awesome. And Real got a Nesco dehydrator recently. And Real, give us an update. But last I heard, it was very good for a visually impaired population. So tell me if that's changed. Always learning. Yeah, it seems most sales has last chance for days and days. And I'm going to be honest with you too, because someone has been asking for my sales every day this week. So I put them in the newsletter and I put them in at the top of this. And they're not for this weekend. They're not just for this weekend. I'm not telling anybody that necessarily because it's a hard choice. I'm wrestling with myself because yes, I want to give everybody an opportunity to get my stuff on sale. And it would be nice if people bought this month, but I think that I may run the sales all the way till the end of December so people can get their holiday money and could use it there and so that no one feels super stressed out. And in fact, if you're watching this and you're like, well, I won't have money till January, email me. A coupon could magically appear for you, right? I don't want anyone to be stressed out about it, but I'm doing 50% on the Ninja Creamy, 50% off on the Kathy's Cooking Club, and $11.99 for the Ninja Creamy ebook. So hopefully that will help. I don't know if you don't have enough money to do that, or if you're in some severe financial distress, don't do it. And if you need a scholarship, you can talk to me. What I need from you if you want a scholarship, and you can email support@healthyslowcooking.com, just say why. That's all. You don't have to, I don't need tax returns. I don't need anything like that, but just go, I'm a senior on a fixed income and I can only afford X dollars. So tell us how much you can afford. And that helps a lot too.
Yeah.
Then we don't have to guess, and we don't want to offend anyone.
We don't want to offend anyone. We also don't want to be like, oh, we just guessed $2 more than you can pay, and therefore now it cuts you out. So those are all those things. Yeah, and I think that's part of what's kind of racing me up a little bit too, is because it's been Black Friday, I feel like, for weeks.
For a month.
Because like I bought the Beast and I bought the Cuisinart immersion blender at Costco, and then we had to turn around the next week because they all went on sale. And so I was like, hello, Costco customer service, look. And they looked up, I didn't even have my receipt. They looked it up and they're like, oh, you put it on a debit card. Here's cash money. So buying things at Costco, if you're being stressed about that, can often be good. Many times they have the best price anyhow. I think the Beast is at $119, and I don't get any kickbacks for Costco. In fact, if it were cooler, probably next week, we're going to show you some really cute things that got sent to us. You can only get it at Walmart. I'm not affiliate with Walmart, but we'll still show you and do all that stuff. So if I find something and it's cool, I still want you to know about it.
Oh, and we also got that espresso machine with the frother.
Yes,
that
we have an
need to do.
espresso machine they sent us to so I can demo. And so I have to go downstairs because I have some decaf espresso from a while ago. So I have to see if it's still good. They're in whole beans, so chances are good that it's still fine. And then maybe we'll grind some coffee in the Beast, make a little espresso. I was also thinking, because rooibos tea, I think it has to be ground finely, can be used in an espresso maker to make an herbal espresso.
Why can't you just use regular coffee in an espresso maker?
Okay. Because it's not a regular coffee maker is the actual answer to that. But so espresso is super, super, super fine grind.
But couldn't you super, super fine grind regular coffee?
You could. It's going to have a different flavor, and it might have the crema. So it makes this little foam on top that's kind of like this tan foam. Also, it's a dark roast. It's just the way the Italians did it. And the Italians said espresso, cappuccino, all those things are made with espresso.
Okay.
The same way cafe au lait in New Orleans is made with coffee brewed with chicory.
Gotcha.
So it's not that you can't, because, you can do anything you want.
Yeah.
Really.
I'm looking forward to playing with that, though. I remember back in like my 20s, I had this like really super cheap plastic one that was like about this tall and this wide that I had bought at like Walmart or someplace for like $20. And it did such a horrible job, but I would try so hard with that little bitty thing to try to get froth off. It was just crazy. But this one that we got looks very substantial and well made, so.
Yeah, well, we haven't unboxed it yet, so we're looking at the picture on the box.
Yeah.
So I make no
And it's
such,
heavy. It's
I make
heavy,
no
so.
such claims until it's been unboxed and played with. And that is one we're going to have to play with before we go live. Usually I try to unbox and show you how hard or easy it is. We'll talk about it. Maybe we'll film that part.
Yeah, it could be crazy.
Because if it's not good, it could like blow up or something. And I
Right.
really don't want to have that happen while I'm live. I
Yeah.
just can't deal with that.
But I
That's
mean,
what
just bringing the box in, though, it was significant, had some weight to it. And usually, for me, when we get an appliance that has some weight to it, it usually translates into a fairly decent
Right.
quality. So.
And especially with an espresso maker. Always Learning says, I don't know what size slow cooker to buy. And once I figure out the size, then I guess I need to figure out brand. Brand doesn't really matter as much with slow cookers right now. So tell me, and I will try and also look over here so where I can pop down to the bottom of the comments, because obviously I'm going slowly through them. Tell me how many people are in your family. Do you like to bulk cook or not? This is a 3-quart. It's great for 2 people.
Has my tofurkey.
Has her tofurkey in it with my recipe from Healthy Slow Cooking. That's what she's going to eat later tonight. We thought Caroline put some of her seitan in a box, but it was actually just corn muffins. I think we got the wrong box. 4-quart is what I usually recommend, but it's very hard to find a 4-quart. On the list, I have a 6-quart. And actually, let me come in here. I'll see if I can search all of Amazon. 4-quart slow cooker. This is why I have my laptop, so I can do some research. There is a Hamilton Beach 4-quart that looks pretty good for about $34. Tell me if any of these look interesting and I will pop the links in. There's another Hamilton Beach that's not fancy. It's just got the little buttons. Fine, $28. So there are some 4-quarts. 6-quart is the general one, but we can talk about that. And there are some of the casserole crocks as well. So I will come over here. Let me do these side by side so I can see all the things perhaps. Can I see all the things? Okay. Just me, usually cook extra, so I cook less often. I had a 6-quart and gave it away, but you've reignited my desire with the timed steel cut oats. I'd probably do some oat groats. Yeah. If it's just you, you could get like a 2 or 3-quart slow cooker. Like that's like what it's bigger than the Little Dipper, but not by a whole lot. And I even have a whole cookbook that's just vegan slow cooking for 2 or just you. Again, not my title.
Well, if she likes to batch cook more stuff and have leftovers, though, maybe that size there would be.
Well, a 3-quart is kind of hard to get, so I would say 4-quart. Let me do 4-quart slow cooker, and I'll look on Black Friday prices. Allow me to search for you. This is actually what I do half the day anyhow. This one's really cheap. What size are these?
They don't really have sizes listed, do they?
Ooh, they've got a fancy Calphalon one.
Yeah, that looked a little overkill.
There's a 3.5-quart one, aluminum sear. I'm assuming we don't want aluminum sear, so these Elite Gourmets may run hot. Some of them, that's a 1.5-quart. So I'll put this in here. 1.5-quart slow cooker. And if it runs hot, that just means you might need to add a little bit more water. And let me see if I can go back and try it 4-quart slow cooker again. There are times that, and here's that other one. This isn't, it looks like they have a cheaper one on the Amazon warehouse, and they show you that at the bottom, and I can show you guys where to look for that. 4-quart slow cooker. And oh yeah, no. And so Always Learning is saying, I'll search 2 and 4-quart. I thought you'd recommend. I do love Cuisinart, so let me go look at that. And I searched Black Friday, got overwhelmed. That's why I'm here. Do you know what doesn't overwhelm me? Searching for you. Searching for you does not overwhelm me at all, and that way I can see things and we can put them on the big list for everybody. So let me see what we've got. Cuisinart slow cookers.
Obviously, you've searched that
I've
before.
searched that 80,000 times. So they do have the 3-in-1s, the searing ones, the 7-quart. Seriously?
Wow,
6.5-quart, 4-quart. Are there any options? That looks like that might not be being made anymore. Let's go look at that one. The 4-quart I did love. And if we see all buying options, yeah, no, don't buy it because it's as expensive as the big one.
Yeah.
It's people ripping people off. This is exactly what I was hoping to have happen in here. So let's go back. So at that price, I would go ahead probably and get the 6.5-quart renewed. I have not used that one. But this is...
What about Breville? We had that one Breville we liked a lot.
we didn't have
I thought it was a Breville.
Calphalon.
Oh, Calphalon.
And it was actually really bad, but it worked for us. We got, even the representative had said, you're still using that? It hasn't broken yet. So yeah, that's why that one doesn't get ring. Okay, let me put this one in. This is, it's $70 and it's renewed, which means it was returned and then fixed again. So this is the 6-quart Cuisinart. And please excuse any typos. That's my only requirement. Ooh, and I haven't looked at anything on QVC. Okay, so let me, okay, great. And so Always Learning, we can look through some more too. So
I got a good deal on a new toothbrush on QVC.
yeah, and we can go and look and talk about that some too. Okay. We've got that. Ronnie, I'm feeling you. And let me tell you this, I'm fighting so hard not to buy the Breville Dicer food processor. It's not $6.99, it's cheaper. And let me get it for you because I just put it on my list because
She wants that.
I want it too.
She wants it too.
After doing all the dehydrating and using that chopper, I still have a callus from just chomping. So, and the Breville, and actually I'll put this up too. Let me just do this one really quick. Some of these are on the list, but if you're looking, I know some people have been looking for the Breville. This Breville is on sale for 30% off. It's $319. And I'll say Breville oven air, and it is the one with the air fryer. That's the only thing you have to be careful about. Okay, sorry, it was just there, and I know somebody's gonna need that link. And yes, it's $3.99, Ronnie. $3.99, and this is what's killing me because I got mine, and mine doesn't have the peel and dice, and everybody wants me to do the peel and dice and show how to use it. And I want to too. And so I'm going to say Breville peel and dice food processor. And Donna, if you click down below the description more, you'll see it, and I'll put it in, and I'll put that in next. Let me get that back out here. Waiting room music for everybody. Okay, it's a very long link. There may be a smaller link, but this is what I got right now. My Amazon Black Friday list. Okay. And let's go back on. So the thing about this, so it's $3.99. It's usually $5.49. It's 27% off this here. Let me
Can you not just get that the blade?
okay, I'm going to talk about that. And that's not where I want to click. I'm going to show you guys on your screen. Let's do Black Friday Breville. Okay, and let me. Oh, because I'm clicking the wrong thing. I'm clicking and clicking and clicking, y'all. Okay. I'm supposed to be able to go back. Oh, that didn't help. Okay, I'm going here until I can fix that. Still not fixed. Okay. Will that fix it? And if not, then okay, there we go.
I think it just got some kind of zoom on there.
I know, and I can't make it. I did it here, but I think now I've just zoomed all the way out. You guys. Okay, here I'm going to try it on a different browser and see if that helps, but it probably won't. How do I do it?
Oh, there it is. Zoom.
Woo! Okay.
Now you can go back to the other one.
Okay, so now what I'm going to do, and I'll show you guys this too, though I would appreciate it if you're buying on Amazon, if you would click through my link first, because then I get credit. If not, I understand. So I'm going to look up Breville. This is how I made my list. And it should search all the sales. And so this is the Breville oven air that I put in there. And see, this is a smart oven air toaster. It's a smaller size. So if you, I don't know the measurements by each, but you could look. This is the super fancy new one. This one right here. And there you go. So this is the peel and dice is the right one. So what it includes, and I'll show you here, hopefully, once we get past all the sales of that. So it's like mine, except, so there's this thing that goes in halfway, and it helps you peel potatoes. And then they have these dicing blades. And can we see the dicing blades, please? I know there's a picture in here where someone made this salsa using the dicing blade by just putting it in there. So the cool thing is it slices it and dices it at the same time. So you're going to get an actual cube.
Oh, nice.
So whereas if you're using those hand choppers like I was, I had to cut it the same size. Ha ha. And you know what else we can do over here? Let me,
well, maybe you need to ask Sandy Claus for that.
Sandy Claus will give me that, you think? Show picture in picture shape. Let's see, I'm trying, I'll get our, what did I just miss? Options, show picture in picture. And let's change that picture in picture shape. Classic?
Hey.
All right, that works better. Okay, so now I don't feel like I'm just shouting into the void as much. So that's what's cool about it. It has one size dicer to it. So now if we go, let's see. And I'm sorry, you guys are probably going to have a hard time because I'm scrolling so fast. This is how I look at so many things. So this is the peel and dice. This is the regular one. Right now it's only $70 more. And usually it's several $100s more. If you have, like me, because you would think the Breville Sous Chef 16 cup, the Breville Chef Pro 16 cup, looks like you can interchange things. Mm-hmm. No. So if you go here, you actually have to get the Breville Dicing Compatibility Kit if you have the Chef Pro.
Okay, so that's a whole $200 more than what?
And it does not include the peeler. And it's also only one size. There is another, at some point, there's another one, a kit where you can get a smaller and a larger size dice. And I think that's another couple $100. Breville is not cheap, but I will say in general, Breville will, even if it's through your own fault that you break it, they pretty much will let you get a replacement for about half price. Or shipping ends up being about half price for like something like the Breville. Okay, so I would say to Ronnie, and I wouldn't normally say this, if you have the money, I've never seen it as low as $3.99, and I am personally struggling with should I buy it or not, because I'm happy with my food processor. But here's the thing. It would cost me half the price to just get enough. And then I have another, because what it is the spindle and the actual bowl is not the same as what I have. So I'll have to store that somewhere too. And I don't love that.
Can we sell your other one?
We might be able to sell my other one. So Ronnie, I feel you. And I definitely would say look at that now because it's a sale. And with Amazon sales, they're quirky. It could be done tomorrow, or it could go on for the next 6 months. But I have never seen it that low whenever I've looked. And hey, CJ, are they having Black Friday where you are too, unfortunately? And we'll move this so I can kind of go back and forth.
All week. Remember, I kept calling it Good Friday all week.
You did call it Good Friday. And Rill is wondering if a 3-quart Instant Pot would be good for me to have, especially with my kitchen makeover, which means I'll be using a very small sink for a while when it's not on sale. Okay, so you guys have heard me do this, so let's watch along. Okay, and then I think it's better, so I'm going to do on here where I can grab a link if I need to. So you say it's not on sale. This is how I am normally too, is that I'm just always like using 17 computers. So let's do Instant Pot. And just to double check, nothing's been put. I believe this is the 6-quart. Mm-hmm. And don't buy this.
Oh, God.
Do not buy the Dutch round oven. If you have it and you love it, that's fine. It is heavy.
It is so
Both
heavy,
pieces
y'all.
are so heavy, and it's so large. It's really bigger than your 6-quart Instant Pot is.
Yeah, and once you put some liquid in it and stuff, it gets so heavy.
It's incredibly heavy. What do we got there?
6
that's
quart.
a Master Chef. Okay, so let's see if I put in 3-quart. I don't know if there are any knockoffs. Yep, there's some knockoffs. Would not buy.
Oh, that's the 6-quart.
Still a 6-quart. Let's go in here and
There you go.
the 3-quart. Okay, the Duo Plus Pro. Oh, Ultimate? No. I hate all these. There are too many ways. Okay.
There's no 3-quart.
There's going to be somewhere. Here we go. It's just not listed with their stuff. It's $80, and let's look at this for a second. So we can also look in Amazon Warehouse. But see, look right here. Save used like new. $44. So usually, see, look right here. Sold by Amazon Warehouse. Can you guys kind of see that? I know it may be a little small. So usually if you do this, you click on it. Got to move that out of the way, sorry. It says things like this: item will come in original packaging. So that seems like a really good sign. Like new has always been like new for us.
Yep.
So real, what I would do is buy this one, and let me see if I can get the link in case it's easier for you. And if it's not, that's okay too. I am not going to be able to put it in there. Give me what's going to be the best way for me to do this? I am going to do it from the other one. Come on, get back. Get back. Dun, dun, dun. And there we go. You talk for a minute, and I'll find it over here. Because I can't. What's happening is because I'm going through and I'm broadcasting a lot of places on this. When I use this, I can't copy and paste the link because it doesn't give me a place to put it. Over here, I'm watching just like you guys.
So we've bought tons of stuff off of Amazon Warehouse, and we have never, knock on wood, really had an issue with any of it. The like news are always brand new that we have gotten.
The Breville that I got was kind of acceptable. I think it was said acceptable.
It was acceptable because it had a crack.
And it said it may have some cracks or scratches or whatever. No, it has a scratch inside the container that holds the blades.
Yeah.
A bare scratch that I wouldn't have noticed at all.
And so a lot of times it'll tell you that it has cosmetic blemishes. And if you're okay with cosmetic blemishes, then you're good. You're golden. Usually like news will have no blemishes on them whatsoever. I recently got us an additional network attached storage device, better known as a NAS, because we needed one for to do our backups of our computers, because I like to have them back up to one location. And I've been looking and been watching, and then one showed up that was like I would say 50% off in the acceptable column of the warehouse. And I read it, and it said it had cosmetic blemishes, it was in working condition, it would come in the original box would be damaged. Now, I bought a lot of stuff that said original box would be damaged, and when it came, it was just the box that was damaged. Nothing inside of it was damaged at all. In fact, we've had several of them that they were still sealed and hadn't even been opened. It was just like the outside of the box had gotten a tear on it or a scratch on it or something like that. The network attached storage device that I got came, it was in a different box. That it was inside its box in there. It had clearly been opened up, but it had never been used. It still had like some sealing tape on some of the things that you have to use to put it together, and there was no blemishes that I could find on it nowhere. So I think whatever box it was originally in, the outside box of whatever it was originally in, got tore up, and then they threw it in a different box and sent it to me. But there was nothing like, if I wouldn't have known that I bought that on the warehouse and it said acceptable, I would have never known, because it was perfectly fine, had all the accessories and everything with it. And I've been using it now for a couple weeks, and I've had no problem with it at all. So, of course, there's always the odd time that something weird can happen. But so far, we have had really tremendous luck. And like I said, we pay really good attention to those descriptions. And over time, we've kind of learned that, if it says it's an original box will be damaged. Chances are it's just the box that's going to be damaged. Anything like new means that it was probably never opened and it was returned. And it'll still be sealed and everything when you get it.
Because I'm reading the bottom of the comments over here, and I'm in the middle over here. Woo! I feel like a superhero. Real was saying, and this is a really good point, she said she got burned once on Amazon Warehouse. But here's the only way you can get burned. You wait to try it. So when you get it, go ahead and try it, because you can drop it off at all those Amazon return locations or return it. You can always return these even if they are already returns or refurbished or anything like that. It doesn't matter, but you can't just hold on, because there is a limit to the return policy.
And always make sure that when you click on the one, because sometimes there'll be individual sellers also in that list.
We'll see if we can
make sure
find
it
them.
says Amazon Warehouse as the seller.
And because there's always easy returns. There can be some other things, because people can sell, like I could sell things used on there too. So Real, that's what I would do. And I would definitely, if you get anything off of Amazon Warehouse, always open it, check it out, make sure everything's okay, and try it out. And then if not, just send it right back. So far, there's really only a handful of things I've ever returned to Amazon. And one, I got this when I think it was acceptable, and I can look it up too.
You got a Cuisinart at the same time.
And I got a Cuisinart at the same time that had a Dyson kit. And that thing was so light, I could have juggled with it. And I was shocked. And so it obviously was not going to last through.
That box was pretty beat up.
Well, but just the food processor itself was just so light. You could just throw it around, and I was like this. And then this one turned out fine. So, and Rebecca says, I own the Breville food processor, worth every penny. Do you have the Dyson kit and the peeling kit? Because I would love to hear from those of you who have been using that. And I bet Ronnie would too, because it's just kind of like, it's the only thing right now that kitchen-wise that's really, really tempting me. Oh, and you guys, it was so fun having you guys at the vegan Thanksgiving buffet, and that video's still up. It is vertical. It's us squished together.
And her yelling at me constantly to get in the picture.
She drifts away. You see that when we do interviews too. But it was super fun. It was like just having another person hanging out with us.
It was so fun.
It was super cool. Ooh, Plants Only Murder is shopping for kitchen chairs. While I listen to you. Do you want me to look at some of those for you? If you do, come back. Gina, perfect question. Mia Matte versus Arc Mira. I knew this was coming, but even though you didn't tell me. So, kind of like when we're talking about slow cookers, size kind of matters. And we've been using kind of a good amount of soy milk because I've been having a coffee or a tea every morning, and then we use it to cook with. Cheryl was having she had a cereal extravaganza as her snack for a while, so then we went through it more. This makes about twice as much as this. This makes about 2 cups, maybe a little more than 2 cups, could be 2.5 cups. This makes about 4 cups of milk. So you can make this less often in the Mia Matte. Both of these are my 2 favorite affordable milk makers. So I like the Milky Plant just fine. I like the Nutrimilk just fine. They do not have heat. So I have a whole article comparing them, and I'm happy to answer any questions now too. But like what I do, and I know Mona said I'd like to do that, but I don't soak my soybeans. I forget. You don't have to. I find it gives a better flavor. And this one has this little cylinder thing. It's more heavy duty.
This is heavy.
But here's the thing. This is also, I think it's $69 right now. And these links are in the description, but I can come back and put them too. So this doesn't have, both are stainless inside, and you don't really, stuff doesn't really come in touch with this either. And that's all stainless steel there.
This looks like there's twice as much volume-wise.
Yeah. So they're both good. So like, if you like to make a latte, so we could throw in could have thrown in some tea, some cashews or oats or both, some water, a date, and made a latte and strained all that out. You can make soups with this, which I haven't yet, but I think we might make a soup next week in it and just kind of see how that turns out and everything. It should work fine from the way it does soy, but going all the way back to soy, squirrel! Mona and anybody else who's like, I want to make soy milk, but I can't remember to soak my beans. Take a cup, get like 5 or 6 little bowls, a half a cup of soybeans in each, soak them overnight, drain them, freeze them. You got a couple of months right there. You could also be savvier than me and like soak a half a cup, measure it and see what it is after it's soaked, and then you could just soak a pound of beans and put whatever that number was in there.
Or you can do like us and make it part of the breakfast process where one of us does the oatmeal and the other one soaks the beans.
Yeah, I just have it over here, and I just, and if for some reason you soak beans and you're like, oh, I'm not going to make it, strain it, throw them in the freezer. That's it. Or put them in the fridge if you know you're going to make them later that day. And then I put the soaked soybeans, fill it up to max, and run the soy milk setting. They both, like this one has hot, which is the soy milk one. Warm at 140 is for 5 minutes, and that's what I do lattes and teas on, and you can watch videos on that. You can't really do this because it doesn't have a warm 5-minute cycle. So if you're like, I want to make cocos and lattes, then this might be your jam. It's great for travel. We traveled with it, and we made some delicious night-night tea. That's what we call it here.
It's pretty versatile.
Yeah, and you can make soups and stuff in this too.
And this one's significantly heavier, and so you're not going to want to travel, and it's also bigger, so you're not going to want to travel with that.
And honestly, if I'm traveling, I don't want to make soy milk because it's harder to clean. Just soy okara sticks to things. But if you're doing something like with oats, cashews, hemp seeds, any of that stuff, it's just going to rinse out. You just rinse it. And so that makes it really easy. And I can go ahead and use the frother too.
We should use the frother now.
Yeah, let's use the frother. So I'll make it where we can stand up. Cheryl can mostly stand up, I think.
If I stand up, I think I'll be out of the screen.
So I just made the soy milk, but it's kind of cold anyhow. And the vegan potter makes this mug. y'all. So I can put her URL in there too. Let me do that really quick.
She's got lots of cute stuff.
The vegan potter is amazing. And she's just an awesome person too. So we like her. So I'll put that in. Okay, and so, oh, Rebecca was there. Oh, Chris was there. We are pretty funny.
Yeah.
I think we're silly. I don't know if we're actually funny because that implies that it's interesting to other people. Gina, it's your and Cheryl's animal magnetism.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
Apparently so, with all those people gathering around while we were.
That's awesome. Oh, good. Linda had Thanksgiving with us virtually. Yay. And that's so nice, and that's why we wanted to do it. Oh, Marie had Thanksgiving dinner with us. Oh, that's so good. Let's see here. Oh, Cheryl was at dinner. Oh. Mona gave us I think Mona just gave us a tip. I think you can tip on YouTube. Thank you, Mona. That was super, super sweet. I don't know what the epic fail in the background. I have to let me come look over here. I got to see this because I think it's a sticker over here.
You can tell we're not savvy on YouTube.
We're not always savvy. Sometimes we're a little savvy. But, yeah, I can't see it, but I'll see it soon. I'll figure it out soon. Oh, and I'm so glad you guys are making the lives and that they're helping, because I know that I'm a little stressed out, so I think if I'm a little stressed out, you might be a little stressed out too. Hey, Davinka. Oh, Trent says, are we still liking the Ladybug steamer? Yes.
Yes, and the floor still looks really good.
It really does. It could probably use a little steam again.
It needs a little refresh, but it's been almost
3 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah.
I think it's been more than 2 weeks.
Has it?
That was when we went to the neighbors.
Oh, yeah.
So it's been like 3 weeks. So
Yeah.
it's done really well. And I suspect even more will come up. And this time, I will let Cheryl do a before and after. I would not let her do a before and after because it was nasty.
And
I
I
didn't
even
want anyone to see.
But you know, I mopped it. I swept and mopped before I even got started on that thing. And so I was really surprised because I did mop. You know.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to stop for a second, and I'm going to go overhead. You're going to have to move over slightly so I can be where the camera is.
Okay.
So, and I can put one of these, if you guys don't have a frother, I got this at TJ Maxx. Let me tell you this. Some milks are going to froth better than others. Soy is going to froth the best of all. There's no oil in this. And so what you do is you get in here, and it just puts air in. So if you raise it, and we can do this. I'll let you see this too. So I'm actually raising it a little bit because I want to bring up some of that air. And I'll show you from the top because already you can tell the difference between the two. So this one's here, this one's down here. But see how fluffy it is already? And I've not even gone hardcore on it yet. And then what I do, let's see if you can see it here. Then I pull it up. Come on. Then I pull, so usually I'm like this, and I come to the very top layer, and I'm just airing the bejesus out of it. And so, in other words, I'm making a lot of foam right up at the top, and that's going to make it thick. See, you can tell how much thicker that is, I think.
So you do this before you put this stuff in?
Yeah. And if you put any sweetener in, this is when you're doing it. And I put a little vanilla in here for us. And see, so when it gets about where I think it's going to be, then I just really froth up that top.
Well, that's what I was trying to do the other day, and it slung everywhere.
That's because it was too full. Do you see how it's gone from being down there to being up here? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the fun part is pouring in the tea, really.
Wow.
Let's get a little more.
Look
in
at
here.
all that foam in there, y'all.
It's a pretty good size foam. You know, as far as like it being a little bit thinner.
Cheaper than the Starbucks.
It's way cheaper than Starbucks. Okay, let me switch cameras. And I'm just gonna rinse this off because I'll forget and then it'll be really disgusting. And then we have the tea that I brewed right before we got on. And this is dark alchemy tea. We got this when we were in Salem, and it's called Basic Witch. And basically, it's like a pumpkin spice kind of rooibos tea.
Cute.
I thought that was really funny. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we'll go back here, and this is when you can really see. So I just pour it around, and you can see how it really foams up, right?
Wow, fancy.
Ooh, let me see if I can make it go up just a little bit more and we can see it from the other side view. Can you see it from the side view? No, but I'm going to try.
It's up there now.
And the reason it can stay up there like that is because I made it such stiff peaks. Which cup do you want?
I don't care. I'll take the kindness one.
Okay.
Ooh, that was my finger.
Oh.
It's okay. Ouch.
Cheers. Oh, it's delightful. Okay, now let's keep going.
Get a milk mustache.
I know you can. But, and if you want me to find something like a frother and see if those are on sale, let me know. I use it every day.
She does.
And it just...
Keeps us out of Starbucks. 'Cause we have a Starbucks. We may live outside the city limits a piece, but there is a Starbucks within 5 minutes of this house. So it makes it real easy.
Well, and it's... I go to some really nice local coffee shops to get teas and fancy things every once in a while, but they're everything's gotten almost doubled in price, just like the grocery store. So Ronnie's saying the house net looks great. I've been looking for a crock pot, but didn't want stoneware or non-stick. I don't know the house net, so let's find out. House net. Housnat. I'm not.
Didn't want stoneware. Is it better than using the Instant Pot? Oh,
Oh,
must
it's
be
this
that.
one. Okay. Oh, it's the stainless steel one. I have thought that I've seen that one. I've not used it, and it is very interesting to me. I will put Housnat stainless slow cooker. Now, I do love the 360 slow cooker, and it's very expensive. It's like $300.
And it still bothers me though that there is no on-off switch for that base plate.
Yeah, the base plate is seriously basic, but the actual cookware that goes on top is really
Substantial.
fancy and like scan pans, and that's what you're paying for. I haven't used that. It has a 4-star rating. Let's see if we can put that up over here.
Let's do it.
You wanna drive? That seems like no.
Guys are like, ooh boy. I don't know.
Okay, so let's come over here. Let's close that down. And I just looked up Housnat.
See, I would get confused in that window there. I would be sitting there trying to squint and do it and not
Yeah,
realize that
it's
was
like
the same
Zoom.
thing.
She's talking about the window where you guys can see. Okay, so it is 13% off. You get 5% more off. What would that be? $6? Not much.
Not much, no.
So I don't love that. And then, let's look
I
at
don't
the
even think it would be
side.
that much.
There's not any returns or things that we're seeing here. And I was looking at it because I thought it was interesting.
I do like the stainless steel.
I'm curious if that's hollow, and if it is, what that seems like, since I haven't seen it. And if anybody wants to send me one to try, HouseNet, wherever you are, I would show it. Sometimes you can find videos here, and you can watch them, so that's kind of nice. Some of the videos I had there have been taken off, so I don't know if they just remove them periodically. So usually I look here, and if more than 50% like it, there's a really good chance it's fine. Then you kind of see, so there's a lot of people that are unhappy. What are they unhappy about, and are they unreasonable? Uneven heating issue, okay, and that's all slow cookers. The inner pot bottom is very thin. It does not dissipate heat properly. And that's interesting. Now you could mitigate that by putting in something on top of it too, like one of the OXO slings or something like that.
Uh-oh, what's the warning?
Oh, that's the California warning. That's on almost everything.
Are you sure? Did you click on it to see?
I think it's the California warning.
Yeah.
And that just is what it is. Doesn't sit properly. Heat is range lows and high, a few degrees. So what I usually do is just kind of look through some of that. And then everybody who wrote a 1-star is not right. Everyone who wrote a 5-star is not right either.
Right.
But look at both and kind of go. Let's see, I like the shape and the size of the slow cooker.
Usually what I will do is, if I'm looking at something, when I'm looking at the 1- and 2-star reviews, I'm looking for a common theme. And if that seems like the common theme throughout all of them, it always makes me second guess whether or not I should do that or not.
What is this? Where do I sign up to get holiday money? Oh, it's when I said if you get holiday money. Cheryl's mom gives us holiday money.
That's why I call her Sandy Claus.
But sometimes we use it on our insurance.
This year, it's going to be used on our insurance.
She would be really upset by that, in fact. But sometimes it's really nice, and our birthdays are around the other time that insurance comes, so sometimes. But we do try to at least buy one thing we really want. That's how we got
the ice maker.
The ice maker, which was quite expensive. I did put one of those on the list just because we love it.
But it just seems like insurance has gone crazy, y'all, especially here. Like, we've had 2 insurance rate hikes in North Carolina in the past year that were approved by the insurance commission here in North Carolina. Mm-hmm. So the insurance companies are just like, yay, click, click, click. So it's gotten a little ridiculous.
It's true. And Maria's saying, I bought that immersion blender at Costco and now I don't know what to do with it. Okay, and I haven't done the unboxing video yet, though I've used it a couple of times. What I liked is, so I like now, since I've had it, an immersion blender that has like a little chopper with it, so that it's just been really nice. Their chopper is like a little mini food processor and has like a slicing or a shredding blade. I don't remember, and I haven't unboxed that part. It's great if you're making a soup or stew in your slow cooker, Instant Pot, or on the stove to just puree it. If you want to make refried beans and not fry them, cook your beans and then use that in there. I use it a lot for pureeing. I am often impatient, and sometimes I will use a blender. So sometimes it takes twice as long to immersion blend something if there's lots of hard chunks, like if you put oats and cashews in to make a creamy soup. The blender takes care of it a little bit faster. Does that help? Or Yeah, and also Gina said Costco will refund the difference for 30 days, and they will. And Ronnie's asking about the same thing. Yeah, cream soups in the pot. And so if you're trying to be whole food, plant-based, no oil, and avoid nuts, because cashews are a really easy way to make everything creamy. However, so are rolled oats, my friend. Put in the same amount of rolled oats that you would put in cashews, or a little bit less, depending on some recipes out there are pretty cashew heavy. When I make my tomato soup, I use like a big can of crushed tomatoes. I add in some water, bouillon cube, some oats, and those recipes are both on plant-based-instantpot.com and healthyslowcooking.com, because there's a slow cooker and an Instant Pot version, and it's delightful. It's usually everybody's favorite soups. Yeah, salad dressings, sauces, creamy soups. That's another. Those are all really good.
Did we do a demo of the? We've done a demo of the Beast, haven't we?
No, I did it in class, so I still haven't done the Beast yet either. As far as it's been busy, I'm behind. I still have not written up class from last Saturday. I have not. So I'm hanging in there. So forgive me if you've emailed me and I'm slow to getting back to you. But it's just so easy for us to just sit and hang out with you instead of sitting in the living room watching some TV but that's when I catch up on my email and all the things. And Rebecca says she does have the one with the dice kit. It's a solid workhorse, will last forever, and I use it often. And Daria says hi. And Real says the Nesco works. The pointer is clearly marked. I will need someone to mark the degrees. Is 135 a good default? I think, and Marilyn may have already said this, but I think Marilyn goes for 125 for most things. I think there was one thing that might have been higher. Always Learning said, just me. I usually cook extra. I had a 6-quart, and that was back at the slow cooker. The dicer kit does include different size blades. So the actual package that you got had more than one size of dice, because I think the one that's for sale right now has one, but you can get the other things. Oh, Mona, thank you. That's so kind. You guys are just too sweet. Colleen says, have you played with the Milky Plant much more? We've just been so busy, but who knows? We might even.
I like the Milky Plant.
And there's nothing wrong with it. So here's some things that have happened since the demo. The thing works fine. So I've noticed Milky Plant has come out with some other things. They've come out with a mixture to add enriched vitamins to your stuff. They've also, and this is the one I'm a little side-eyed about, like this, is they have a mixture to make oat creamer. So you open this packet, you put it in there, and you make your oat creamer. I'm not liking that. So that has nothing to do with the actual Milky Plant product. But I guess in my mind, I'm not liking where some of the different milk makers' business plans are going. Nutter's doing that. You can buy the stuff to make nut milks from them. Almond Cow is doing it. It's one of the reasons I like Meomat, Soy Joya. They're not really trying to get those subscription services in there too, because I feel like then that traps you. If you don't know how to make the oat creamer and you have to buy all the ingredients from them, you're not saving anything and you're not going to make that money back. And so, do you have to use it? No. And until they send me one and I try it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just a convert, I'm staunchly against it. But I think the Milky Plant is really good. I do think these two guys, here, bring them back in, are really affordable. I think, let's do this. The Meomat, let me give you exact prices. And you can get the Meomat from Meomat or from Amazon. The Meomat is on sale for $159, which is like $40 off. I don't know if my code when you order through them still works with the sale, but you can try it because I think it's $15 off. I wrote it down in the notes. That's the best I can do for you right now. And let me look at the Arc Mira has a coupon too. Actually, let me show you. I'll show you on the big screen. You can take that away now. Lovely assistant.
Okay.
So let's go here. Help me move all the things out of the way. All right, so let's do the Arc Mira. And then, and the Arc Mirror is just like not orange. It doesn't have to be blue. I haven't used this one. The one that's shaped just like this blue one has holes in the top, which allow steam to come out. So they have that in this aqua color and the dark blue that I have. They're both the same price. They're on sale for Black Friday for $69.99. And then look, I want you to look here. Can you guys all see this? Stop showing me blue. Do you see that? Right there that I'm highlighting, I'm going to keep moving my cursor so you guys can see it. You have to click there and it'll apply a $15 coupon, making it $56. So if you don't do that, if you don't click it, you don't get the coupon.
56?
Right? 15? No.
54.
55.
55.
55. We're not mathing tonight. That's not how it's working.
We don't do good math.
Well, I do sometimes. Sometimes I'm good at the math. But right now, you know, these are a lot of things I'm looking up at holding in my little anxious brain right now. If you're just one person, if you like to make your milk fresh every day, if you don't have $150, the Arc Mirror is great. Mm-hmm. The Arc Mirror is just great. And
honestly, the Arc Mirror gets defaulted to. If we're not having soy milk, we automatically default to that Arc Mirror most times. You do.
Yeah, and here's another thing. If you're only going to make oat milk, you do not need a milk maker. Use your blender. Mm-hmm. Do not. Okay. Does that mean you can't make oat milk in any of these? No. If you already have a blender, and it doesn't even have to be a Vitamix or a Blendtec, you just need a blender. Any blender will work. You can make homemade oat milk from rolled oats for pennies.
I do like that Milky Plant for the cleanup and stuff though.
The cleanup is really awesome on the Milky Plant. I will say that for sure. And we'll make some more stuff with it too.
Because I made some after that live. Mm-hmm. We did. I made some oat milk and I made it and cleaned it up and everything in less than 10 minutes.
Yeah. And the thing is you're going to find the cleanup of most milk makers pretty easy if you're not using soy. And it's not impossible. I've had some people yell at me that it's not hard. It's not hard to clean up the soy. It's not hard, but you have to use a scrub brush. You have to, like over that thing, I have to go over all the nooks and crannies with a real brush. Mm-hmm. And I know some people have sent milk makers back because they had to wash them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So your mileage may vary, and I make soy milk all the time because soy milk is my favorite. It fluffs up really nice. It's super decadent for me. I buy non-GMO organic soybeans, and then I just have them in a jar, and I soak some and keep soy milk in all the time. Let's see. Marilyn says, my Mueller Austria only has 2 blades, a 1/4 inch and a 1/2 inch. My daughter brought her 12 blade for me to use to slice strawberries. I did 2 pounds of strawberries in about 10 minutes.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
And which one is that? Put that one.
The 12 blade one. I'm wondering if that's the one I have on the list, but no, of course I can't. I have to try and type in.
I can type it in.
Mueller Austria 12 blade. And I'll come over here and answer some.
Okay. Looking for
There we go.
Amazon.
Oh, here.
Sorry.
That's okay. This one.
I don't know if is that the same one? That's the Mueller
Yeah.
Pro Series.
Yeah,
oh,
Mueller
okay.
Austria.
Okay. Okay, cool.
So I don't know, Marilyn, you'll have to tell us if this is the one that
44% off, it says.
there's a lot of things.
Wow.
There are a lot of things. So, but like you can spiralize on it. I don't always like the tools that do absolutely everything. I know the Mueller does some really great things. It does have like, why did I just forget what it's called?
Mandolin?
Mandolin, thank you. I'm making these motions of a
Maybe we would do okay in charades.
Maybe, maybe we would. But I did see one that didn't have as much stuff that I put up that is on Black Friday as well. So if that's on the Amazon list. And let's see. Oh, good, Dilla. It's nice to see you. Oh, the KitchenAid has a dicer. Oh, nice. I haven't seen that one.
Mm-hmm.
I'll move this. Keep moving this out of the way because I feel like it's visually distracting. Could just be me. And Gina, the Mueller Austria is the brand name of that chopper that Marilyn likes. Yeah, she only needs the chopping and the slicing one. Mm-hmm. And so that's why you might look and see what parts of those. They have like, I think they had 6 different ones, configurations. Daria's saying, I saw an interesting 2-quart compact pressure cooker and slow cooker combo by Chef Aria.
RT.
And I do know that because it was RT's party. I watched her reality show. So let's see, QVC. And let's just Chef RT. And nothing's coming up. Do I have it right? AARTI. Okay, let's try another search. Let's search slow cooker. And let me see what comes up. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. 2-in-1.
Okay.
I have to look at that one, huh?
Let me. Can I set it to myself here?
Should be able to.
Okay. That's me sending a link to myself.
Just click it?
I think so. All right, and now click over here on the,
On us? No, here.
Yeah. And now close that window.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, so it's this one here, Black Friday sale price. Let's click on it and take a look at it. All right, I'm gonna drive this one. Oh, look, she's fun size like we are. It looks like. I don't think I realized he must be really tall. Isn't this like being at like your Aunt Jane's house? Non-stick inner pot. So if you're okay with that, I know a lot of people are not. Cooks high, more pressure, slow cooks, brown, steams, and delays.
So it looks like it's just a fancy slow cooker?
Well, no, it does a pressure cooker as well. And there's only one review. The body is plastic. The guts are sturdy. Instead of turning it from left to right clockwise on the lid, you turn it counterclockwise. That might be okay. I mean, here's the thing. It's not that I'm saying, I haven't tried it. And the last time I went to the home goods like expo was 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Longer than that.
it was all the slow cookers you're seeing now. Like all of these have resurfaced. So it was Ninja started out being a fancy slow cooker you could see her in, and now they stopped making that, like every other slow cooker that I tell you guys to get. And now they're doing it, but it's got a non-stick, more metal pan to it. So that's what I would think this would be, since so many are being manufactured at the minute. It could be good. Without trying it, it makes me a little it makes me nervous that the outside is plastic on the pressure cooker. Though there's plastic on this pressure cooker. I'm just seeing the stainless steel exterior, but there's a lot of plastic on there. So that could just be not true. And hey, Susan, I'm glad that you're here hanging out with us. TS says, I have a ceramic 6-quart with a warming feature. It's too big for one person, and I don't have room in the freezer to batch cook. Thinking about getting a 3 or 4 one. 3 quarts are harder to get as far as a slow cooker. This one I have with the owls, I got a long time ago. Like now, sometimes it's hard to find a 6-quart because there's 6.5, 7, and 8 quarts. And I think everybody is not trying to feed people for game day, right? Sometimes people are using it as we go, right? So if you can get a 4-quart, do. If you have like a Kroger or Kroger adjacent and there's like a little appliance section, around this time of year they will have some slow cookers. That's where I got my cool Owl one, and I think I got it super cheap even then.
I think we paid $12.99.
Yeah, we paid something ridiculous, and now if you go on eBay, you can pay $100 for it. Why? Because it's cute. Do not do this. I am telling you, I have 2 other favorite slow cookers that if you find at a garage sale, yes, get for $20, but don't spend $120 on this. Like there was one that had a 6-quart, a 4-quart, and a 2-quart bowl. There's the other one that I use a lot in the classes lately that has a setting for 6, 4, or 2 quarts. Don't make that anymore. But anything that I end up loving, they stop making. So I will just stop trying slow cookers so you can have some. How about that? Oh, that's okay. And Donna, do you still need the address of the store, or was that okay? I'll try and go and put it back in again. The Breville sous vide is under $400. Yeah, it's $3.99. It's crazy. I've never seen it that low ever. Yes, these links are my affiliate links. The ones that I'm posting, just to be completely transparent. I'm trying to tell you that before I put them up here. And again, if you're like, I just tuned in and what does that even mean? Like, does that mean I get an extra charge or something? No. So basically, if you click through one of my Amazon links, Amazon will give me sometimes anywhere from 2% to 5% commission at no additional cost. You don't pay anything extra. Nothing weird happens to your stuff. And it's just helpful for me. So every time I touch you, you squirrel. So I don't know what's going on. Are you okay?
No, yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. So
I got my phone's in that pocket, and
do you want to
you
take
got something in your
Well,
pocket,
that's
and
my microphone.
oh,
Why don't you take your phone out?
and the phone's hot. Feel it.
Well, then take the phone out. Cable. Okay. Oh, I always like to order through links, and that's okay. It's okay to ask me either way. And if you're wanting a link for me, if you want some help for me in a link, just let me know, and I'll give you a link. It's not a big deal. Here's the other secret that all influencers don't really tell you, but like if you go back to that list that I'm giving you, if you click through it and then you immediately order trash bags, I will get a percentage of that too. Depending on, there's some links, some ways don't go all the way, but Amazon likes to change that. Amazon actually in 2020 cut everybody's affiliates by 50%. That's why we don't talk about them as much. Yeah. But also they raised them for the holidays a little bit too. Ooh, and Marilyn, this is going back to the Mueller. I'm considering getting their 4-blade chopper. I saw the slicing blade, and it has a larger chopping blade that makes 4 large cubes for veggie stew. And Marilyn, if you send me that in Facebook link, I will put it up with an affiliate link too. Oh, Kelly, I'm so glad that you enjoyed being part of Thanksgiving dinner. I felt a little bit weird and creepy at first, but then it was just like we're hanging out with you guys now. It's like you guys are on the other side, sitting, having a tea with us. And Rebecca says, glad you're talking Breville oven only item I thought of buying today. I was shocked that it was on sale. Like, that was one of the ones I did not think was going to be on sale. And let's say, I heard Chef AJ rave about the Breville. My Ninja will just have to do. I bought it a couple months ago, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
I like that little Ninja. We got one of those little Ninja air fryer flip up things, and I like it.
Yeah, and it works fine, and it's great for smaller spaces. The reason because I changed them out depending on what's going on, and I knew I was going to do a lot of dehydrating. And I kind of like having this one too, because we can do a lot of food in it. But
We use it every day. It gets used for something.
and they're both good. And what's hard for those of us that have a lot of FOMO is that technology is advancing at an incredibly ridiculous rate. And that's why Instant Pot went bankrupt. I mean, obviously you can still get Instant Pots. It's all going to be fine. It was like, what is it, the Chapter 13 where they reorganized? But they were coming out with 2 different Instant Pots every year, at least. Sometimes 4 or 5. I have one that was only available for purchase for like 4 months from Williams-Sonoma only. And I kid you not. And I mean, I love it. And I was like, oh, this is just like the Pro. And then the other day I started doing something in the Pro. I was like, oh, I need to do a demo on that because none of this works the way that the old ones
The buttons
work.
were different, weren't they?
Yeah, it was very interesting. So take a deep breath. If you just got something new and it's not the absolute bestest, whatever, it's fine. These are tools to help us, not to stress us out.
Yep.
And I'm saying that to me just as much as you.
And the Breville is big. So there's that. It takes up as much room, I would think, as like one of the mid-size microwaves.
This is the Breville's big. It's no joke. And honestly, if we had to go live in a tiny house, which sometimes I want to for like 5 minutes, but then I can't stand Cheryl being upstairs with me and the dog if I'm doing certain kinds of work.
Oh my God, I'd have to have a tent outside.
You would. Hammock in the summer, tent in the winter. But in my head, I have this glorious idea, and it's all decorated like cottagecore. And there's moss, in little containers. And the fairies live there with me, evidently. But I could do that with my Instant Pot, the Breville, and a slow cooker.
No.
Well, no, I'd change out my slow cooker possibly for a food processor or blender.
If CJ's still on here, when you said something about with the fairies, reminds me of that, like, what's that dig that they do in the UK? Like, she's off with the fairies, or she's talking to the fairies, or friends with the fairies. I can't remember what it is, but it's so funny.
And Rebecca says, I have the KitchenAid oven with air fryer, the Breville. The Breville's big.
Let me show a basket for that.
It's big. And you can put 4 dehydrator baskets. It only comes with 2. But when yours breaks and you send it back and get it half price again, which we did, then you get more.
This goes on the inside, and it's
significant.
I mean, it's as wide as I am, and I'm pretty wide. So.
Oh, I like this. Always learning Zen, deep breath.
It's pretty significant.
It is. And it's wider and bigger a little bit than that.
But you can put 3 of these in there to dehydrate.
Yeah, you can. So And you should only use 2 if you're air frying, though. So sometimes I cheat and I just let it go for longer because I'm a rebel, right? Now, Ronnie says, oh, wow, thanks, Kathy. I have a perfectly good Breville top of the line that I've had for several years, and it's fine. It doesn't dice. You and me both, Ronnie. How can I justify a new one? I'm trying to figure that out myself. I'm wrestling with that because it is $200 cheaper than when it was last time I looked at it. And it's $200 to get just the dicing kit.
Yeah.
So if it was $100 to get the dicing kit would be on its way to me. I don't love that then, even in the dicing kit, it doesn't give you that potato peeler, though I've heard it doesn't do a great job unless your potatoes are quite round, because you know potatoes are bumpy. Sometimes I have trouble peeling the potatoes because they are so not bumpy.
Yeah.
You know, got all those indents and stuff, so they're not going to get that.
Right.
Oh, that's great. Linda received an Instant Pot brand air fryer for Christmas last year and love it and use it frequently. And I think it's really good too. I had one of those, and actually it's one of the things that I passed on. So a lot of times when I do a book, like I did an air fryer book, I test as many as I can, like I have with the milk makers. At some point I stop because I'm not going to have 100 milk makers or 100 air fryers. And it's actually exponentially upped how many manufacturers there are now. Like if you go on Amazon, it used to be you could own all the air fryers. And now I would need a warehouse to own one of each of all the air fryers. But I think they work great. I kept the Philips, and there is a Philips on sale, I think, as a basket one. But honestly, in the end, if you can afford it, the Breville Oven Air does so many other things. Like I don't have an Excalibur, though I borrowed one from a friend. And usually I dehydrate in there. I bake in there, I make our potatoes in there. You can slow cook in there in a Dutch oven. You can do all the things. So, and that would be the same pretty much with a lot of other ovens as well. It's not necessarily just the Breville. Yeah, Gina says the Breville sous chef is big, 18-inch tall. Don't have room for it. Yeah, it is. It's big. And Sue uses her Breville every day, and always learning. I need to understand how to click through your link. Doesn't it have to be a link to a specific item? If you just go through any, so if you click any of these links that are to Amazon and you buy some other stuff, unless the rules have changed, usually that adds it in. I think the cookie stays for like 24 hours.
I think it does.
Or something like that. They can change that at any time. But if you went and looked at any of the ones and then found some other stuff, that would also be added in.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be specifically that item. At least it didn't used to be.
And the jewel, there's a Breville Oven Air Jewel. And it's the newest of it, and it costs about $100 more.
Is that the sous vide one?
Well, Jewel used to be their sous vide, so that's why I say sous vide. Let's see. Breville. Here, Breville Jewel Oven Air Fryer Pro. But watch. Oh, maybe. See, this is what the Jewel used to be, was a sous vide. And I did some sous vide recipes. I just didn't find it super handy. So let's see if there's a comparison. This one is on sale, but it is more.
But that's the one that we were looking at Crate and Barrel, and I said that it looked like it was smaller than this one.
I think it's a little bit smaller, not a lot. And I don't know what this Jewel Autopilot is.
Use an app.
So you can make recipes from an app. I don't find that helpful. So it looks like it has all the same settings. Do I have a cookie setting? Yep. I didn't know I had a cookie setting. So it's
because we don't ever use settings. We always have our own tweaky that we have.
So I wouldn't think it was worth it. So there's steers power where it's needed, a connected countertop oven, and
voice activation.
That just seems like trouble.
Like some module that'll break that you have to have the whole thing replaced to fix.
And I've never tried this. This could be the best oven that ever happened to humanity. So let's be clear about this. This is me. I'm really giving you insight into my brain while I'm looking at things to start researching. And it's just, is it extra? Is it really helping you? Is it going to break? And I will say things like the Cooking Pal, that's like the Thermomix. You have this tablet, you have to follow the recipes along step by step, and that can be really helpful to some people. It is not helpful to me, because then I have to find a recipe kind of like what I think I want to do. And like with the Cooking Pal, there weren't very many vegan recipes. I was actually partnering with them in hopes to put some vegan recipes in there. But the American population seems to not like Cooking Pal Thermomix appliances. Australia has been using Thermomix appliances for a long time. Yeah. So it's just a thing. What I'm showing you about the Breville dicing food processor is coming through blurry. I don't know.
It didn't look blurry on this end, so it's hard for us to know.
Yeah, I'm
it's
sorry
probably
about that.
somewhere in the internets between here and there.
It could
wonky.
be, but we'll see if more people are saying it's not so good. Gina says, one of the important questions, how bad is the Breville chop attachment to clean? And I think that's a great question, because one of the things I liked about that OXO chopper, which is just right over here, and Fergus is over here sitting on his little bed, hanging out with all of us. We got him a little Christmas tree. He likes those round scratching beds that go in. They're all cardboard. And he was like, Halloween's over. I'm tearing this one apart. And he did. So why it's a good question and why I like this is because you chop with this in here and you pull it out and it pulls all the things out in between. The other one didn't have that, and it was significantly harder to clean.
She was talking about the Breville.
I know. Oh. I'm explaining what it would be.
Okay, got
right?
you. Yeah. I was like, that's...
Cheryl doesn't always follow me. I hope you guys do too. And I thought I saw something. Here, let's go back and look. Breville dice and peel. I saw somewhere, it might have been on the Breville site. So see, like this is the dicing, this is the extra dicing kit for if you already have the dicey one. Oh, look. Yep. So at least on those, that's actually for cleaning and pushing, I think. Maybe it's just pushing. If they're pushes, though, they would clean it. So I think that would be possible. It might not be as horrible as we're thinking it is. That's what I'd like to say. And again, this is all guessing at this point.
Right. Ronnie says there's only one dicing blade on that one.
Yes, that's what I've been saying the whole time. There's only one size dicing blade that comes with the fancy Breville. This is the other dicing kit right here that comes with 2 more blades, and it's $129. Yes. And then there's the Cuisinart dicing accessory, but
so none of them come with everything for the peel and dice.
No.
So
well,
what
no,
do you?
No. It does come, but it comes with one size, and these are a smaller one and a larger one. You get the medium one with it. Does that make sense? So these are. Does it say what size?
16 peel and dice.
No, the size of the dice. Here we go.
8mm and 16 millimeter.
So I don't know if it's 10 or 12. It's probably 12 that comes with the original Breville. So let's see. And we can find that out quickly. But it doesn't come with all three.
12.
12, so I guessed right. So,
Yep, says right there that the 8mm and 16
are
are purchased separately.
purchased separately, yeah.
Oh, what's that? Used very good.
You're only saving, okay, here, we'll go back. And so again, so we're looking here, so $3.99 is new. We're looking down this. So what is it, $16?
Man, it's not worth it.
cheaper? But it's very good. It'd probably be fine. Like, I have noticed the past 4 months that they've been really just marking down percentages. It used to be like 50%. Like, if it even was used very good and like used horrible, you could get it for like $1. No, it wasn't really $1, but it would be very, very small price.
And they don't have any of the warehouse with the extra add-on kit. Do you know?
We can, so you want to see if there's a warehouse with the kit.
Yeah.
But you have to have either this or that food processor already, or the $200 add-on
Add-on.
before you can even use this. You either have to have the $3.99 food processor on sale $3.99, or what I have with a $200 upgrade to be able to buy this and use it. So that's $330. That's a whole food processor.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And I just want to chop some stuff. I'll take one size. But so see, it just says new and other sellers.
Yeah, so
and
there's nothing on the warehouse for that
And
one.
if you notice, sometimes on the other sellers, not here, it will be additional shipping. And
I don't know if I would trust the other sellers if they were if they had anything other than new. I know that I trust the warehouse, right? But
yeah, there's a separate kit with more. I know, and see, this is why I keep like talking myself down, and I get myself very excited again. And do I have any thoughts on the Thermomix? And that's kind of what we were talking about, which I wonder if I said that before. That is what I'm wondering. Because I get so many people have asked me to show them how to use the
Yeah.
dicing blade, and I don't have it, so I can't show anybody. And so the Thermomix, so I have the Cooking Pal. So let's see, let's come back on Amazon really quick. And I think the Cooking Pal, there's more than just the Cooking Pal. But, see, this is the Cooking Pal. It's $100 off. And this is what I was kind of telling you guys. I did some demos a couple of years ago, 2 years ago. And it was $1,000 then. And it has a steamer at the top. That bottom part, it does not, it kind of works like a stovetop. It doesn't have a pressure cooker. I think you could probably slow cook some stuff in there. It chops things, so like, see there, you can clean it. Look, just, come on, show me the blade. Oh, for goodness sakes. Let's see if they show it down in here. But there's other models now from all over the place. Like, I don't know about this Westinghouse $100 one, since most of the ones I see are quite much more than that. I've only used the Cooking Pal. Thermomix is supposed to be pretty good, but they all, so like this says, they all say they replace everything, and I will tell you, I don't replace a lot of my things. So it can blend, and it really crushes ice great.
That's
you can
true,
use it as a slow cooker. It weighs things, so it's a scale. You can use it as a food processor. You can whip. You can boil water in it and replace your kettle.
if I remember correctly, it was a little bit of a pain in the butt to use if you didn't use their recipes, though.
It really, really is. So there's a lot of things these do replace, but you have to see, how many vegan recipes are in there, how many are whole food plant-based and are easily done. Like I said, when I talked to them before, I was hoping that I would be able to put some recipes in there. So that you can steam some stuff at the top, like your veggies, while you cook your rice in the bottom. I haven't gotten rid of mine, but I don't use it either. So, and I was talking to Julie Hassan, who also had one. And neither one of us are really using it right now. And maybe it's just because we're recipe developers. So using somebody else's recipes is not super helpful for us. But maybe it's more helpful for you guys. So always learning. Tell me if that helps at all. Oh, Serenity Bloom says we got to get that spare room cleaned out for kitchen storage, or can you do a ceiling drop down for space? That's awesome. And yeah, I do think the Breville food processor is amazing. It cleans up easily. It does not have all the problems that I was upset about with my older Cuisinart, because they were like, there was a period of time they were really concerned about liquid escaping, so they put all these rubber things, and you just had to clean and clean and clean and clean and clean. Mm-hmm. And I hated it.
You don't even complain when you pull this one out.
Hey, Miss Rachel. I don't know if you're still here. I know I'm behind on comments, but it's good to see you, and I miss you a lot. So you have to, I know you're coming into town, I think, in December. So I want to have coffee with you. We both do. Let's see. Yeah, and I showed that. Debbie says, you're talking about not liking your food processor and wanting to get the other one. Have you thought of having part of your like my heartbeat group, to sell your appliances to us, like your $197 Ninja Creamy? I would feel creepy selling my used appliances to you guys.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'm getting things on the Amazon warehouse, and what if it gets to you and it breaks? There are some things we might sell, and if I sell them somewhere, we can let you guys know. But you would not want these appliances shipped to you. They would cost a fortune. But you can often look on Facebook Marketplace and find some good stuff like this too. Oh, hi Janelle, welcome. Oh, and you got the Breville air fryer? Oh, that's great. Oh, good, and you had dinner with us. I think you did, yeah, I think you did tell me that. And CJ says Black Friday's become a thing here in the past few years. You know, I think it's better to buy things full price sometimes, or just look for all these other sales. What stresses me out the most is some of the tools I use in my work have sales, and so I have to decide, am I going to use this tool for next year, because I usually buy them a year at a time. So now I have all this to look at, and a big giant list of, you know, things for social media and things for videos and things for this, that, and the other. Oh, good. So Marilyn said I got the right 12 blade. I tried to go back and look at your notes to get the 12 blade Mueller on there because it was on sale. Always Learning said that's a deal. I love my 3-quart Instant Pot for cooking a half pound of beans, steaming potatoes, cooking rice, and what I currently use for my oat groats. Oh, I want you to have your own house too. I do. Yeah, Amazon Warehouse we've been really happy with, and also on QVC, look up As Is.
Now your mileage may vary on that one.
But you can return it still.
Yeah.
But you got to look at it and return it. Same thing. Anytime.
As soon as it comes, you got to look at it and return it.
That's where I got my Ninja toaster oven that flips up, and we got Cheryl's mom one.
Ours was in immaculate shape. Like,
well, there's a few little scratches and dents, and the one we got her was more dented. Mm-hmm. And if we hadn't used the one that we had gotten already, we would have just given her that one, but we didn't want to give her a dirty one. Is what it was. But
yeah,
in the review,
it was all new on the inside. Like, it didn't even seem used on the inside. But Mom's had a big dent on the back corner kind of at the top, and my mom was like, I don't care. So
Yeah, and what
she was like, for $99?
in the comments under that on QVC, someone said they got one that had cheese baked on it.
Yeah, that's
in the mail.
gross.
So I've not ever had that experience, but when I order as if it could be bad, and I will return it. Because for me, it might not be for you, but for me, my expectations really change the amount of anxiety and angst I have in a situation. So I just try to plan for, yeah, it's not the best. And so far it works, and then it's always the best. Oh, hey, Jackie, it's good to see you here. I've never used the Amazon warehouse. Yeah, and I try to talk about it all the time because here's the thing. Right now, you might not find a lot on Amazon warehouse, but in a month, you're going to find a ton because everybody's ordering on Black Friday, and they're ordering
everybody's
4
gonna
food
return stuff.
processors, and they're going to return 3. And that's when the deals go up, and more of them are there. And usually the price is a little bit cheaper. Oh, good. You got the Instant Pot that we were showing too. That's great. I'm glad you love it. And let's see. Okay, and Barbara got her 3-quart Instant Pot from Amazon Warehouse. I don't think you can go through the app. The only way...
Yeah, you can.
You can? Okay, so Cheryl may show you.
I don't know if I can show you, but I can kind of tell you.
Well,
so you have to pick the item that you want. So let's say Breville Smart Oven or Breville Espresso Machine. Let's try that.
here, do you want to put...
I just want to pick something I know is on the warehouse.
Okay, no, I was going to say, look, you can put your phone here or up near the camera.
Let me get to it. So I think, what did we decide was on there? The Breville.
Okay, this is going to take a while. I'm not going to show you just that.
The Breville Dice and Chop.
I think.
Or
I don't know. I don't know.
Dice and Peel. Okay. So when you go into it.
Okay.
So
here, come up here, and you're going to have to look down there. I feel like I'm talking to my mama.
All right. So then.
Okay. So it's going to look just like what we were
on
saying.
your app, and then you're going to click and go into it. All right, and then when you go into it,
you've got to keep showing.
well, I got to get to it.
I know.
It's not something that I can just...
Here, yes. And so it shows it right there.
Underneath, you go all the way down to the bottom, and then it'll say save with used very good. And then you can click there.
And then it's on that page, so you get the add to cart.
And then sometimes if there was more than one, there'd also be a thing where you can see it'll say like other options or something.
And almost always it'll say only one because it's a return.
Yeah.
Okay, that worked good.
Yep.
I'm a better upside down reader. Okay, great. And Marilyn buys from Amazon Warehouse. You can also return if you have an issue with the product. And if that wasn't the case, I wouldn't be telling you about it.
Yeah.
Honestly. So you're kind of taking a chance. You might have to make an extra step. That's all. Oh, good. Rachel got the Arc Mirror and loves it as a one-person household. I think it's so fun. Mm-hmm. And you can make some cocoa in there too. So like one thing you can do, there's a couple ways. So if you're not whole food plant-based, no oil, you can drop in some nuts and oats, probably like 2 tablespoons of oats, 1 tablespoon of cashews, maybe a couple, like you wouldn't need dates with this, and some chocolate chips, because it'll sweeten it and make it all that, and run it on the warm and strain it out, and you'll have a lovely cocoa. You could add things like lavender, rose petals, whatever you want. Or if you're whole food plant-based, no oil, you could put cocoa powder in there and some dates. Mm. So yeah, it's really nice.
Can't remember what they were talking about.
Oh, I'm not sure either. Maybe it's the it must be the dicer kit. Okay. Yep, that's a great idea too. A friend steams her soybeans in the Instant Pot and freezes them. I think that's great. And here's the thing, like with the Almond Cow, the Nutri-Milk, and the Milky Plant, if you have already cooked soybeans, like I would freeze them in what one batch would be for whatever machine you have, and you can make it in the machines that don't heat. Soybeans must be cooked at some point, so if they're already cooked, you don't have to worry about it, or you could run it through. Some of these machines I wouldn't run them through dry because it's going to be too hard on the machine, honestly, and those machines are expensive. But let's say you put them in the blender, raw with some milk, some water to make a milk, and you cook it and then strain it. This is why I like milk makers, is because I like soy milk.
We used to have an Aero garden. I think we got rid of the Aero gardens.
Well, it's just, I don't like that the lights are on all night.
Yeah.
But I have a friend who, during COVID, that's how she grew lettuce. So I think they're great. And I did see a super on sale one that was like $35. Let me see if I can find that really quick, and I will.
You always look at them like you want to get another one, but then there's really...
I did that tonight too.
Oh, we just really don't have room for them.
Well, I have a regular garden now too. Yeah, there's a few that are on sale. And actually here, I'll give you the link, and this is to all the Black Friday Aero garden. But there's one that's $59, one that's $196 that has lights, Wi-Fi, Alexa compatible. And I don't know that all those things are that important. The $59 one is cute. There's an in-between. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of different ones. Oh, and there's this little guy that just grows 3 things. The Aero Garden Sprout for $35, and that's what I was looking at. But I actually have a giant tray of all the herbs that I grew that I'm drying.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I feel like for us, it's just another thing to put on a countertop that's going to take up space that we don't really have from all the other things that we have on the countertops.
Yeah. You know what I do like? They have a table grow light for indoor plants. That'd be nice for microgreens.
Yeah, that could be cool.
So that could be nice. Janelle says, is soy okay on the McDougall program? Should I worry about high fat and soy with the heart or weight? Okay, first off, just a disclaimer, I am not a doctor. I am a recipe developer who took Dr. McDougall's program. Soy is higher in fat, and it's going to depend on you personally. He says, he at least said at one point to not have more than 10% of your diet be from soy. But that means you can have tofu scramble every week. That may mean you could have tofu scramble and tofu something else. That's for someone who's not having certain issues. Now, it is a higher fat, higher calorie density food, but it is considered okay.
But they did tell us when we were during the 12-day program, they suggested that we stay away from it while we were actively trying to lose weight.
Well, in the maximum weight loss program, it is not included.
Right.
So if you're on the maximum weight loss program, on the starch solution, it's fine to eat. So, and Gina says, just me, so arc mirror if I get one. I think that would probably be the best choice. It's also small and easy to store.
I think it's probably the best bang for the buck right now, too.
It is. I've seen some reviews, so like a lot of my people have bought it, and I think there was only one person who didn't like it. And then when I look at the reviews, some people talk about it spewing stuff everywhere and doing stuff, and I've never had that problem. I've never heard of anyone in one of us having that problem. So I think they
paying attention.
If you overfill these things, so any milk maker that's like a pitcher style, you put your stuff that you're going to make milk out of, like nuts, seeds, soy, whatever, then the water to the maximum fill line. Because guess what? If you fill the water up to the maximum fill line and then add your nuts in, what happens? It's past the max fill line and it's
Yeah.
going to overflow.
Yeah.
And especially when you're dealing with soy, because soy is going to heat up and cook. And it's being agitated, so there's
it's gonna
going to
get
be
even
some
higher.
foam.
Well, and I have to say that you are the queen of overfilling things. And I've had to clean up a lot of messes from her overfilling things. But I don't think that you've ever overfilled any of the soy milk maker or the milk makers at all. I don't remember you
I think
doing.
I may have once when I was trying to clean, and that's why I turned around and told you guys, make sure it's under the min line a little bit if you put soap in there.
Oh, that might have been with the nutter.
But it wasn't a big deal. But I mean, the one thing you have to worry about, like if you're or making soup, you can't fill up your broth or water to the max fill line and then add in your vegetables and expect everything to be okay. That's all. Oh, you were at Thanksgiving too, Sherry! Yay! We can see, so the way we saw it on the phone, we were able to see the comments, and that was awesome. But we didn't always see who all was there at any given time. And Angela says, I wanted the Breville peel and dice so badly, but it was out of budget. I managed to find the dicing Cuisinart used on Facebook Marketplace, and I love it. Dice is great and easy to clean. That's awesome. So and I can see let's see if that's on sale. Cuisinart. You guys don't know how hard it is for me to spell. Period. The end. So that's a plain. Let's do dice. Cuisinart dice.
That's the Breville.
That's the Breville. KitchenAid, Cuisinart. I'm not seeing it on here, but I think I saw the Cuisinart dicer.
Isn't that the one that you got at the same time you got this one and we returned it?
We don't know for sure because there could have been a couple of different ones.
Okay.
That one I didn't particularly care for. I'm not seeing it on here, but I think that's a great thing to do. Apples here, yay! Interesting. Cooked soy. Okay, I'm missing that one.
Raising the frother.
Yeah.
I know. I had it everywhere the other day.
She had it everywhere. Because what she did is she put in the milk and then the tea and started frothing. And I was like, no. Also, and I did this with the Vitamix Air, AER, which makes foam. That was one of the Sandy Claus house additions during the pandemic. And I was making cold foam everything, I can tell you that. But I would put in the milk and the cold brew coffee and foam it, and basically it was like foam. And you go, it's all gone because it was all foam.
I was going to say, we haven't used that in a while.
No, I've just been using this because it's easy, cheaper.
You don't have to clean as much.
It's not hard to clean. It's really not. But, and always learning that I use a frother like that from Amazon every morning on steamed almond milk. Yeah, it's great for matcha lattes. Oh, and Angela said she's interested in making video content. Because what happened is we had it all on a page, and then Amazon took away the site stripes that we used for that. But what you can do is you can email, if you're interested in the equipment we use or the link to eCam if you don't see it, email support@healthyslowcooking.com. It goes to Cheryl. Cheryl's the one who does all of that equipment, and she can help find you some things. We're actually looking at some lights because we're hoping to do some of these chatty things, possibly not in the kitchen. It could happen if we actually get time to clean. So, yeah, I get a mess every time I change the battery because it's speedier. Yes,
Yep.
so, and it's true. Like you get used to it, and then finally you're like, "This is taking minutes for me to froth this." Oh, a content development e-course.
That's the one you did, remember?
Like,
You had your
you mean
little
video for the Shy and Reluctant?
Yeah.
That one, yeah. It is not available at this point. However, if there was a cause for it, I could bring it back. It's just when I switched course platforms, I didn't bother with it. But we still have everything. And I was thinking about this too, talking to the people who are doing Chef AJ's bundle, because we all do a lot of live stuff, and seeing if people want me to start a class. I've got really tired of trying to sell something for the Shy and Reluctant. It was not easy. But the classes that we did, so we did it like a little mastermind group that it went on, I think, for 4 to 6 weeks. And just to get to see everybody blossom was really awesome and helped me through the pandemic.
Mona.
Oh yeah, Mona, it's not it's going to be a different link. So here, let me see if I can give that again. Evidently, I sing a song every time I do it too.
Yeah.
I'll put it back
You can't find
in.
it just going on Amazon.
No, and that's why I have it down below, and that's also why I have this Kathy's Amazon picks for Black Friday.
Lord, that picture looks terrible.
Yeah, it does. Actually, the whole thing looks kind of bad. Maybe it's our internet.
Maybe.
So we'll see. It could be streaming in less than 4K and then it will come back up. I don't know. It's not recording anymore. So that could, who knows?
We're out of space on that drive, I think.
Yeah, you need to fix that
I do
tomorrow.
need to fix that.
Any chores anybody else would like to add to Cheryl's list? Okay, so I put up that. So if you go to my author page, that just shows my books. And honestly, if you buy from my author's page, I do not get any commission from that. I do get my royalty payment from the publisher. Let's see. Oh, that teapot is magical and my favorite thing in the whole world.
That teapot is expensive
And
and
it's
it breaks
it's
very easily.
ridiculously expensive and it breaks really easy and it's a Breville, so that tells you it's even double expensive, but I will put it in here.
But it is kind of magical.
And I need to do it sometime, but I'm scared people are going to think I'm trying to make them get it. Oh, somebody else has, oh no, see, none of the other ones raise them. It's like, this is my one, ooh, there's a couple that are cheaper. So I'll put this one in. This is the Breville Tea Maker. And I know, and I can tell you, I didn't pay this much for it. And that's a long story too.
That's for another day.
You can get it for $2.51 used.
But I can say that we did break the pot trying to clean it one day, and I
just
called them
replaced
up.
it.
I called them up, and they were like, because I said, "Can we just get the glass kettle part?" And they were like, "You can't just get the glass kettle part. You have to get the whole thing new." So I think they charged me like $120 or something like that.
Considering how, and Breville does that. So Breville doesn't just give you stuff free. However, it will be at least half the price that you paid, which is the best you can do. And I do see one. I have not used this one, but I will give you the link for this. There's one that's $90 on Black Friday sale. So the cool thing is that on the Breville, you literally can make the water whatever temperature, and it's steep for whatever temperature it comes up. So you can I can put on the tea and go do some stuff, and I come back and my tea is ready and warm.
At
just
the
like
exact
coffee.
temperature that she wants it at.
It's lovely. And we use it a lot. So here's, I'll put on sale tea maker. I haven't tried, just so you guys know, I haven't tried it, so I haven't looked at the reviews, but I've never seen another one that had the basket go up and down except for that.
Yeah. The base of it actually looks like the Breville base, actually.
We're back to of course I got Basic Witch. I know. The store was lovely. It was a vampire store in Salem. So that was great. I need to listen to your podcast. I'm not listening to any podcasts right now, but Apple, okay, here we go. Everybody, Apple's podcast is called Wool Gathering Contemplative Rest. Even just the sound of that, doesn't that just, my shoulders went down. Okay. All right, here we go. Yeah, and TS says, I also use my frother every day. I only drink tea, but sometimes add an ounce of soy milk and use the frother. And you can, cashew milk sort of froths, honestly. I think it's more of the kind of meditative habit of using it. It doesn't really keep the air in the same way that the soy milk does, but I do it anyhow. Hey, Diana, glad that you're here. Oh, and Ronnie, you have to tell me what was on my list, because now I'm kind of coming here. Oh, Diana loves how Cheryl's on here more.
Thank you.
Doesn't Instant Pot have a knockoff on the vermicular at a much better price? Oh, that's the one that makes the compost, right? I put it on there because I want one, but I'm not going to buy one, the KitchenAid one. So let me put in on Black Friday the words you're using. Vermicular. Well, that was unexpected. It's given me a cast iron pot, so there must be some way. It's fairly random. Oh, and it's actually an actual brand.
Oh, that's why.
It's an actual brand. I don't know about the Instant Pot one, but if you have a link for me, I will take a look at it and we can look at it together.
It's Instant Pot.
Ooh, Jonelle just bought the Instant Pot stainless steel 9-in-1 for $62. That's great. 2 days ago. And aw, thanks you guys. I think Cheryl being on is wonderful. And yeah, TS California has that warning on everything, and I think if that's something you're avoiding, great. But in general, they have a stricter warnings than anywhere else in the States. And Always Learning says, I love the look of the housenet. Housenet? I have no idea how to say that. But that probably isn't the way to choose. You know, sometimes you choose what you choose. I will tell you, when I saw this little OXO chopper in the store, it was a little bit bigger size, and that's why I chose it. I didn't really think about why this was good, or I didn't even know about that. So sometimes it is the looks that brings us in. The Instant Pot Precision Dutch Oven, I do not recommend. If you love it, you should keep it. I have one. So why don't I like it? It's incredibly heavy. Just by itself, before you put 6 quarts of soup and stew in there. So you've got to be kind of muscly to move that, because it's cast iron and it's huge. So it's not my favorite. I think it's too expensive for what it is, and it's very hard to get around, you know, to move it around and stuff. So that's my opinion, and Amy likes it, perhaps. Yeah, you have one, Amy. So tell us what you like to make in yours and what you like about it.
She's probably young and strong like a bull.
Are you on the Plant Strong team? Were you at the Mr. and Ms. Like bodybuilding competition along with Katya Gorbachova? Let's see here. Yeah, people are talking about insurance. Oh, dog mom, that is the cutest dog. Thank you for hanging out with us. Oh my gosh, I want to squeeze that dog so bad. And Guy says, too many things. I like knowing how to use my basic appliances, stovetop, crock pot, air fryer, my big update. Yeah, and here's the whole thing, and I don't know if you were here for this part, so that we'll do this one more time, is that I'm not here to try and talk you into buying stuff. However, if you're needing some advice on you're trying to find an X and can we help you, that's why we're here. Or if you want to encourage someone, that tell how this model of food processor is your favorite and why, so that we can all gather that information. Because some people cook minimalist and some people like me cook maximalist, and there's not wrong either way. The reason I like to use slow cookers, instant pots, it's different for the air fryer. It's a whole different reason for me. But slow cookers and instant pots is because it allows you to have more free time not in front of the stove. If you enjoy cooking, then you may not need them. I used a slow cooker all through grad school when I was super poor so I could cook dried beans and while I was at class. So there's all different reasons. Air fryers I think are great because some things like maybe Brussels sprouts that might not be the whole family's favorite, roasted in an air fryer turn into something else. Could you do that in your oven? Absolutely. Would it take longer? Yes. It's not an exact one-to-one, but you don't have to have any of these things. You can make plant milk in your blender. And if you're on a budget, use rolled oats and a cheap blender, and you've got some really cheap plant-based milk. And Glenn says, do I have a particular small blender that I recommend to make small batches of salad? And I'm assuming you mean salad dressing?
Yeah, like a Magic Bullet or something like that. We have a couple.
I do have the Ninja Smoothie, which I do have on my Amazon page. I do like the Beast. The Ninja one is on sale for $79 for Black Friday, which is a good price. It has 3 different cups to it, 2 larger ones, and like the smoothie one that has like little wipers, kind of like the Blend Tech.
But the Beast.
The Beast I got at Costco for $119.
I think it's on Amazon.
It is. Here, I'll look it up for us too. And it has smaller containers, which can be kind of helpful. At least it was. It may not be on the Black Friday part. Let me go to all.
I don't think it.
No, it was there the other day, I thought. Let's see, the Beast blender. They could have taken it down so it wouldn't be on sale. No, here it is. It's $140. So I would get it at Costco.
And then that only comes with 1 jar, I think, too.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, go to Costco. It comes with 100, an 800, and a 600, I think.
Yeah.
So 3 different ones. It's really pretty powerful. It's got a 1,000-watt motor, so it's really close to like a Vitamix Blend Tech with smaller jars. So
Yeah.
I think
See
there's
on
nothing
here?
wrong with the NutriBullet either.
Sold separately. Yeah. So that's.
No, then don't buy it. I'm not even going to put in a link. Do not buy the Beast through Amazon. Go to Costco or get a friend
Go straight to
or
Costco.
a relative that has a Costco if you don't have a Costco. What
Because
is
you get
this
all the.
Beast I speak of? Okay.
Because the Costco actually like comes with all the containers and everything.
Yeah. Okay. So here, this is the smallest container. I have things where I can't reach anything right now. These are the 3 containers the Beast comes with. So you cannot do big, large stuff in it. And this is actually the base, which is underneath everything.
I can't see that.
What are you trying to show?
I was going to show the one at Costco.
You have to change cameras, sweetheart.
Yeah, wait till you're done with this.
I'm like,
This is everything that comes with the Costco one anyhow.
yeah. So this is the one that and it's usually $149 there, and it's on sale for $119.
$119.
So don't buy the one that just has this for $140. Do not do it. That is not a Black Friday deal. Whack. Kathy votes no. But so what happens is there's this little button. Once you have it on there, you click it. It allows it to turn on. You press. If you just press like that, it will.
Pulse.
Thank you. If you hold it down, then it'll go and it'll blend for like a minute. The cord isn't super long. It's not heavy. I haven't used it for long, though the containers are quite thick. The only thing I am not a super fan of is because there's all these little things in here. When I was doing powders, like powdered pumpkin, it was a little harder to clean.
Oh, the ribs?
Yeah, but that's not a deal breaker to me. Can you help me move some of those, just move those over there? Well, the beast is fine. Everything else. I wasn't prepared for that, sorry. But at least my drink didn't spill into my computer. And that's all that really matters. So what do you want to show?
Oh, I was just going to show them all the things, but then you brought it out. So,
Okay.
And I was just going to show that it was $119.
Yeah, I think it's like $119.99 because they're all $99.
Yeah.
So I'm still putting it through some of the paces. I used it in the dehydrator class, and it worked better than my spice grinder or my Ninja as far as finer powdered product. And I thought that was really good. I didn't think you could do anything dry in it, but then I read and you can grind coffee in it. So I was like, let's give it a go. Did a great job. It is usually billed more for smoothies. And again, if you have a NutriBullet or a Ninja that you like or another small blender, you don't need the Beast. And I know I'm late to the Beast party. So a lot of influencers were just like, ooh, have the Beast smoothie. It's got the little handles. You can carry your little smoothie lantern jar around. That's not worth $119. But of course, I'm not in my 20s, so what do I know? But it's good.
It's a pretty powerful thing.
It's much more powerful than my Ninja, and having a 1,000-watt motor is really nice about it. It is aesthetically pleasing. I will say that. And that's not why you should buy it. If something just looks pretty, don't buy it.
I like it because it's pretty.
I know that's why you like it. But so just so you know, and I'm telling you to go to Costco. I don't get any kickbacks. Costco doesn't give me any money. Beast doesn't give me any money.
Costco just takes our
I
money.
bought this myself, so I'm just telling you how I feel.
Costco loves to take our money.
Yeah, Costco does love to take our money. Yeah, and see, and I know Apple says the trendy new blender, and see, I just totally missed it until my friend who's like 70 years old is the one who told me about the Beast. She's like, got the Beast? Do you have the Beast yet? I was like, what is the Beast? So I've only known about it for like 3 weeks.
I completely was sold on the Beast the minute that we started, like 2 minutes into that conversation, I was like sold.
It was great. Jack says I use my Mio-Mat about 3 times a week, and I love it. And it's done great. And even when we did have a tiny problem, and the owner contacted us immediately and helped us get it squared away. And in fact, I have a new one to unbox. We're going to do some stuff with it soon. It's the same old Mio-Mat. It's not like you need a new Mio-Mat. It's just we thought ours was perhaps dead, and it is perhaps not.
The blade's a little messed up.
The blade, it was probably user error because we've not ever had it happen again. But I love the Mio-Mat. That is my favorite. I like it much more than the Almond Cow, and I know my Almond Cow lovers are out there, and you're going to be like, the Almond Cow's the best. I don't have to strain. The Almond Cow only doesn't blend for a very long time. I always have to double blend it. Even though it's in a strainer, I still have to do some stuff to squish all the stuff out from the strainer. So for me to use the Mio-Mat and just put it in I'd use a double strainer apparatus in my bowl, and it just goes by easy. Amy says, since you're making plant milk from scratch, what's your view on Joy Base? And that's JOI. Been happy with it, but not sure if the processing harms it. I think it's fine. And I've had some, and I think it's great. So what they do, so for those of you who haven't tried Joy, they have 2 things. They have one that now is an oat milk that dissolves. It's just dry powder. I have not used the new one. And it's fine. The old one was fine. I'm sure this one's fine. I've not heard any bad things about it. The almond and the cashew are just really finely ground cashews and almonds, and that's it. And there's nothing wrong with taking a tablespoon of that and some water and putting it in your blender and making milk out of it. You couldn't do that with your own. Will it be as smooth? Probably not, because I'm sure they have an industrial machine that does that. But I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Apple's saying it's a good price on the Arc Mirror. It's $189 in Canada. This kills me, and I wish I had some control over this, because it seems like milk makers in Canada are twice the price or more. And I wish that would, because the Miamat's $300, it's $150. It's almost always twice as much, and it just makes me sad. Colleen says, I have the Arc Mirror, but haven't been able to get over the grittiness. I just can't strain it well enough. And you can use a nut milk bag there. I have a bar strainer for over a cup, but if you, I'm trying to remember if I have any of that over here, and I don't think I do. But you can often get these kind of like, they look like little mini nut milk bags that are tea strainers, and that may strain out some more of your grittiness. The other thing is, I would say, try and soak whatever you're going to put in. Another thing is blend it twice and see if any of those things help. But if you're using cashews, if you soak the cashews, it will be much less gritty. Where do I buy my soybeans? On Amazon? I think I've gotten a couple of different ones. So let me see if I can. Soybeans. I've done Soy America, non-GMO. I know I've done those before. There's another one that I haven't seen in a long time. And Laura soybeans, non-GMO. Those are the ones we're using right now. It can often be harder to find things that are organic, depending on, here's one, soybeans, 5 pounds whole, organic. And if it says organic and non-GMO, non-GMO is implied in organic. That is part of the ruling for being able to be labeled organic in the U.S. So, but non-GMO just means it's not genetically modified, where lots of soy, corn are. So that's why you might choose to not do that. But I just get them there. Depending on where you live, you might be able to find a farmer near you as well. Do I have a video for making oat milk with a blender? Maybe. I'm not sure. I've made it so many times. I've done it in so many demos. So like when I did the 40s, Fabulous Over 40s last week, we did that. And a lot of the classes I do, I'll make a quick oat milk. But here's the thing. Okay, it's pretty easy. A cup of oats, 3 cups of water, 1 cup of ice. Keep blending in your blender, and sometimes like now, I keep it kind of cold in the house. I might not put any ice in it tonight. In the summer I do. If it gets hot, it's going to get slimy. So pulse, let up, pulse, let up, pulse, let up. And you don't need to puree it like you would cashews. It's okay if there's some chunks that you wouldn't want of a nut. When you pour it through the strainer, it's going to catch that. Also, the good thing about making homemade oat milk is that if you're making a gravy or something, it's going to thicken as it cooks. It has that natural capabilities. The bad thing is it's not going to last more than 3 days in the fridge. Right? And what do I mean by that? Like, milk does go bad. And most of the time, if we get store-bought milk, it has fillers and stuff that keeps it together. You could try, sometimes I'll put some ground chia seed in there, and that can help last a little bit. And it's going to separate. All homemade milk separates. Pecan and oats separate the worst as far as visually showing us that it's separated. But just shake it and go. It's happening in those cartons that you can't see too. And this is a dehydrator kind of chart. 125 for veggies, 135 for fruits. Although fruits could be dried at 125, it would just take longer. So, and I did that I took to 135 in the Breville because I had to crack the Breville. But yeah, 125. But raw foods, herbs would be the first setting. Okay, perfect. Oh, wow, the Mueller is twice the price. There's probably a different local brand that does the same thing. Oh, TS, I feel you. I bought 2 different brands of choppers, returned them because I am 5'2" and counters are too high, so couldn't get a good motion on the chop. I'm 5'1.5", 5 feet 1.5 inches. Oh, good. And Apple says, yes, I do have videos making oat milk and creamer. I figured I like, it's my default thing to do. If I'm on somebody's new show, I'm like, let's add in some oat milk while I make this because it's so simple. Hey, Ellen, it's awesome to see you here. Oh, QVC has a 2-quart Snoopy slow cooker. You are just not nice. So let's see. I looked up slow cookers on QVC, but I didn't go past the first one. Prepology, Courant. The green pan one looks kind of cool, except it's probably going to have, it's also $189. No, we don't need that. If you're going to do that, get a whole stainless steel one. Where's my Snoopy?
Oh.
Ooh!
Oh,
It's glorious. It's
that's
2 quart.
cute.
It's $28.
What's that one down? Look down.
There's
A Marvel Loki.
a Marble Loki. I don't know what that one.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, I love all those little ones. I used to have a Hello Kitty one.
It's still down there.
Yeah. I want to find a Stitch one, a small Stitch one for Cheryl.
Ooh, the Mickey. It's Star.
That's a good Star Wars one.
That's a real good Star Wars one.
It's not good enough for us to show you guys. Like literally, it's just like the thing over and over and over again.
It was Darth Vader and a stormtrooper over and over and over again.
There's Baby Yoda.
I like that one. That's cute.
That is really cute. It's $35. That is entirely too expensive. Oh, that's a really good one.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
It's got all the like little baby Star Wars characters. Okay.
Okay, we
And
need to go
back
down
to your
that.
questions. This is why Black Friday is hard on me because I'm like, ooh, pretty. But we do always try to bring in some whimsy wherever we can. You know, like Cheryl has some lightsaber sconces down in the den that, depending on where we end up making the other room, you may see at some point.
I might bring out my real lightsaber for that.
And Jack says, I splurged way too hard on holiday sales. Yeah, a Kuvings commercial vacuum blender. I've heard about vacuum blenders, but I have not tried one. Super excessive for home use, but amazing for texture. I didn't think you could improve on a Vitamix texture. You can always improve on everything, and they're going to. And in 10 years, we're going to be like, how did we ever live with this being as chunky as it is?
Yeah.
But we'll be fine. Let's see. Oh, good. Thanks, Diana. Thank you for putting in the link for the oat milk. I appreciate that.
But it won't work.
But it won't work?
Because only the host can put in links.
Oh, shoot. I'm going back and forth now. So what I'm thinking, so I'm shutting my brain down because I'm like, oh, we should change that setting. And then I'm like, oh, the people we have to ban. And so, but if you want to email it to me at kathyhester@gmail.com, I'll check my email really quick and put it up. I'm so sorry, you guys. Thanks, Apple, for telling everyone. The Snoopy dog is really cute. Here we go. Guy says, Love Kathy has such high taste and talent. Cheryl has down to earth taste. I'm in between. And sometimes it depends. There are things that she spends a lot of money on too. They're just not in the kitchen usually.
In case you missed the comment about maybe I'll put my real
lightsaber.
That
she built at the Disney World for $1 bazillion. And what's funny is I thought she was going to be the only grown up, and she was not. I filmed the whole thing. It's somewhere on the phone. There's this whole ceremony, and
there's space for 12 people or something like that, and it was 11 adults and 1 small child.
That's because he needs to get a job
and we were
to pay that much money for a lifesaver.
And we were all in there bawling and crying and being all emotional. It was funny.
Amazon also got rid of Amazon S. Tell me what Amazon S is. Oh, and Abby says, gave up on mandolins and choppers. Now I use a knife or a food processor with the different dices. I think if you have, that's the one thing. I think the reason I have dicing blade envy is because even with the chopper, and the chopper saved me so much time. But to do a class, I literally was chopping things for 2 weeks. I think if you were doing like Marilyn does and do food preservation all the time, I think it might be worth it. It's probably not for me, but
Amazon Smile.
Oh, that's right, Amazon Smile. Yeah, because I used to have it where it would go to the Durham ASPCA. It's like my brain is turning into a gremlin. But yeah, it is. So they did that after they actually halved their commissions for people who are bringing people there. And someone says, I think the Breville goes on sale at this time of the year all the time. It could be true. It's just we used to all try to get it at Bed Bath & Beyond with the 20% coupon that you're not supposed to be able to use, but in the stores, most stores would let you use. You probably can't cheat with that online anymore. Yeah, Instant Pots are just pressure cookers. They should work on perfecting a wonderful product, but they've had a couple of big losses. And I think the Pro is pretty good. There's been some other ones now that they have too that I haven't tried, and I'm just not going to buy 2 new ones every year. I was trying to keep up with them, and for a while they sent me a couple, but most of the time they don't. Mm-hmm. And it's just not worth it. And I don't want other people to feel like they have to get all the things all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, and Real said, I just looked on Instacart, some basic slow cookers at reasonable prices. And you just have to look, because sometimes you'll run across and it'll be
It seems like Target always has a good sale on those.
Target can do pretty well. Walmart can do pretty well. And again, you can always get a slow cooker at your thrift store too. And Abby says, my goal is to eat healthy without wearing myself out, making food that's supposed to give me energy, so having the latest and greatest gadget is tempting but not necessary. Exactly. You could not pry from my hands the Breville.
The Arc Mira Miomat.
And I like having a slow cooker and an Instant Pot. I really do. And those are, in a way, the least expensive. It's really nice to have at least a moderately powerful blender. I think the Beast, you could do just about everything you could do in a Vitamix, only in small. And so I have the cup that goes on the Vitamix to make for that small, and I don't think it does as well. Mm-hmm. So that's why, and it costs like $130 too. So that's what the Beast costs. So, okay, that's my rant, and I'm leaving it there. Oh, someone just moved into a small apartment, very small apartment. I kept my Breville, can't part with it.
Yep.
And I can understand that.
Oh, that's what it is. Away with the fairies. Kathy's away with the fairies.
That would be me most of the time, I think. Let's see. Ellen loves her Breville. Gina loves her Breville. Okay, this is a great question. Do I think the Breville dehydrator does as good a job as the Excalibur? So let's clarify what as good a job means. So if it means in the end that this dried product stores fine in a jar for an equally long time, yes. If by as good a job you mean in the same amount of time the Excalibur will dry as the Breville, that is not the case. So I did notice using the Excalibur, it's a much more powerful dehydrator and it dehydrates things faster.
Yeah.
Have I been using my Breville as a dehydrator just fine all these years? Yes. So what I would do if I was going to do another dehydrator class or a really big batch, like if you're really preserving a lot of food, I think the Excalibur is nice. For me, at this point, it's not necessary, but I think I might have put in a couple of dehydrators that were on sale. One was one somebody mentioned in the class that's all stainless steel. It's ridiculously expensive too. It's as expensive as the Excalibur, and I don't know if it's as good. I think it's the Sahara by the people who make the Proofer. But I like the idea that it was all stainless steel, so I put that in there. So if that doesn't answer your question, then let me know something more specific, and I'd be glad to do that. Jenna says, I've struggled with that justification. Finally gave in and got the Ninja Combo Cooker today, but haven't even had the Ninja Speedy for a year yet. Oh,
we got you. We
well,
have the same problem.
Yeah, you're not going to find help here, but we can commiserate, I think is what. And Rebecca says, you won't regret on purchasing the Breville food processor if you decide the make is so solid. And I have the double slicing blade I bought separately, so there's lots of ways to build on it. I'm just very disappointed that it's not like you get one as a package and the one that I have is just the same. Because if it was, then I would just be getting all the accessories and throwing my money at them. And they would have gotten it that way. The price is incredible for that one, even though it is quite expensive for those who are like, you guys are crazy. I will say the Breville I got back there, and I got it half price, but it was at a much higher price when I bought it, and it's just been fabulous. Oh, you sent the link on Facebook? Marilyn says. So let me check Facebook. There we go. You have nothing to say, Cheryl? You have nothing to say?
Oh, sorry.
For
I
yourself?
just like zoning out looking at that.
Yeah.
I was totally like.
She forgets that. I know that you guys are like.
I forget that we're online.
You never let Cheryl talk, and the thing is Cheryl will just sit here and quiet. I'm like, this is not a Zoom call. We have to keep this going. So part of it is saying what you guys are saying out loud to everyone. I feel like that's a responsibility I want to have. Ooh,
Yeah,
this one does look cool.
I'm not so great with that. Like, I forget that we're even online sometimes. I just, like, I forget that you guys are not just, like, sitting right here with us.
Here we go.
Watching everything go on, so I get distracted when she's typing other stuff in and stuff.
Okay, so.
Because I can see comments there and I can see comments there,
Right.
so and I start reading them.
And I used to read books and watch TV shows at the same time. And I can read sideways and upside down. And so because some of that just happens, I don't have to think about it. But that's like you putting the phone up, you're like, no! And I'm like, just give it to me. Not to be mean, but because we can just show you and be done with it.
Yeah.
And so the link I just put up was the Mueller 4-blade onion chopper, vegetable chopper, grape chopper, egg and cheese slicer with container. It's the one that they used what I'm calling a veggie stew chopper to chop cheese. Who needs a cheese chopper? That seems kind of odd, but that's an odd choice of words to me. But, you know, what do I know?
So Gina was saying that she heard the Breville Jewel has Wi-Fi to Alexa. And I saw that in the description, and I'm not so sure, like, why do we need to have our Breville Oven Air connected to Alexa? I haven't got that. Like, I'm all about connecting Alexa to everything in the house, but I have not, like, gone there with, like, appliances yet.
Well, with cooking appliances, it seems weird to me because you need to be there to see if you need to do something one way or another. I could be convinced, and the right product will convince me. But right now, it feels like a lot of this is getting ready for something that may happen in the future. And I'd rather spend my money on that dicing blade. That's where I'm firmly standing. If I'm going to waste some money on something that maybe isn't the most important thing to me, I know that's going to happen. How often am I going to look inside my toaster oven from Waterwalk? Oh, I think that needs to be turned down 10 degrees. So I just don't know. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Ellen loves her Breville more than she can say. Maybe we should do a little thing. I'll have you guys send me poems to your Breville, and we can have our own little poetry reading. Yeah, to clean it to shine, especially.
It's hard.
Well, one of the things we are going to do, one of the things that Cheryl's going to do is take that Ladybug steam cleaner and see how clean some things can get it. And I think that's very exciting. Colleen says she uses her Breville every day. Our regular oven died 2 years ago, so the Breville's been our only oven.
I could totally see that.
I don't use the oven in the summer at all unless I'm teaching some kind of magical class. It's always the Breville that gets used. Okay, Tammy and Tom talked about the Joule oven. So maybe I haven't used it.
Maybe I'm missing something.
And maybe they liked it. So Abby, if you have some tips from that, let us know. I'm just not sure what I'm seeing is worth $100, but if you know different. And Real says, I've never found voice activation to work well, but with the app, it might be accessible. The food processor and cooker that's popular in Europe is the Thermomix. That is, yep, Thermomix, that's it. It's like $1,200. So the ones that we're seeing now on this side of the pond, and we're going, wow, that's so expensive. It's not as expensive at all. And someone else said the Breville chopper is easy to clean, and it does not chop sweet potatoes.
That's good to know.
And I had I want to say a noodle maker for the KitchenAid. It's like a vegetable sheet maker, and I got the sweet potatoes stuck on that. It wasn't pleasant. Yes, sweet potatoes are special little bunnies, and they do not like to be used in all the ways that we want to. Janice has the dicer attachment for a KitchenAid. It's a pain to clean, so I only used it for chopping large amounts for prep. Now I don't use it at all. And Janice says Dylan of Well Your World's video where he uses that chopper blade for the Pico. It looks slightly better than my KitchenAid. And it is a lot of money. And you'd have to really think, the way I've been able to talk myself out of it before, A, it wasn't on sale. So that's always a good tactic to take with me. B, I was like, when am I going to chop all this stuff? Now, having the dehydrator class, using the chopper that much has made me feel like, I could use it because I could go through a lot of onions really quick. I could buy, because I went through 2 restaurant bags of onions. So I did 25 pounds of onions for that class.
It was
which is a lot. And it was not fun. And it would have been really nice to have that. And I probably would have paid someone $200 just to chop all those onions for me, which is why I was thinking about the dicing kit. Rebecca says when she purchased hers, it didn't even come with a dicing blade. It was before they split off to these 2 models then. We talked about that, the 12, the extra dice. Oh, the extra dicer blades may not be returnable. Called Amazon today. I mean, you may have to pay for shipping if you return them. Thanks for saying hi to Fergus, Kelly.
He must have been roaming around somewhere.
Well, I'd gone over there and said that.
Okay.
And Always Learning said, it's funny you mentioned the Thermomix and cooking pal before you got to my question. Yeah. I don't know that it's super helpful.
Yeah.
Now, there are some sites for Thermomix, and you might look at, there's some bloggers who are Thermomix bloggers, and look and see what you think. But the way that we do things, because it makes me wonder, do they just not have a food processor separately? Because if not, then that makes a lot of sense, right? So it could be that they just got all of the stuff in one while we were getting all of our single little things like Gollum and Going My Precious. I don't know.
Yeah.
Apple just wants Rosie from the Jetsons. You and me both. And Marilyn has the Instant Pot Pro. It has a sous vide. I'm going to make a new oat milk yogurt. Ooh. Must have a yogurt machine that can be set up to 100 degrees and 36-hour time. Ooh, you're going to have to tell me more about this. Marilyn is so cool, isn't she? Yeah, I like recipes, but use them as a guideline, not instructions. I think it's quite expensive, and I think kind of part of its thing is like, it would be great for Cheryl. Cheryl doesn't want to have to learn how to do all the things, so she just does exactly what it tells her at one time and another.
I just don't want to think about it. I don't want to put that much effort into it.
So I think it's right for some people. It's just most of you guys who follow me are learning how to create your own recipes, or learning how to modify things, learning how to taste food and make it be what you want and become more confident in your own creations. And so it's kind of the antithesis of what we usually do here. What about a vegetable and rice steamer? You can make rice in the Instant Pot. Let's see. I'll see if any of the clay ones.
Oh, I love the Vita Clay, y'all.
So let me see.
It makes the best rice, and it's so easy for me to use. I mean, I've got it down to an art. Actually, though, I actually made rice in the Instant Pot today, which was different for me.
Yeah, we do that both. Like there is, so we had gotten the
2-quart. We haven't used it yet.
Yeah, we got a 2-quart organic slow cooker and yogurt maker. It's $60, and it doesn't get great reviews, but we're gonna try it because you got it for like $15.
I got it so
something.
cheap. I had points I had to use, and I was running out of time to use it, and it was on sale, and I got some more off from a coupon, and I got to use my points, so it was like $15 when all was said and done.
That looks super
So I was
cool.
like, even if it didn't get the greatest reviews, we could try it for $15.
Yeah, I don't see any that are on sale, but I do like the Vita Clay. I think this is the new version. It's $129 for a 6-cup. So I mean, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
It has this nice red clay.
I like the round
inside.
shape better than the weird shape.
Well,
We have
ours
the
is
traditional
old.
rice cooker shape, I guess.
But I'll put this in here just in case you guys want to look at it. And I think that Apple said she has the slow cooker one. So, but I think let's see if there's any rice steamers. And
I know that when we were doing our class with the McDougall class, a lot of the people in our class had the Zorushis brand.
The Zorushis are fancy. They're the Cadillacs.
Yeah, and they're super fancy, but a lot of people speak very highly of them.
And there are some specific vegetable steamers, and I would here, I'll give you the link to
You
this.
could put rice cooker instead of rice steamer.
Okay.
I think you're going to get different stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
You're probably going
And
to get
there's some Zorushi in there, I think. No, a Toshiba. Toshiba's just as good as a Zorushi.
Go up a little bit. I thought I saw one in there.
This is what.
No, keep going.
Oh,
Right
yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
there is a
it's-
Zorushi. It's $159, but they are fancy and they do all the things.
Yeah. And everybody that we know that has one has been really, really happy with it.
We have the Vita Clay and actually they had sent it to me a long time ago, and over the pandemic, we pulled it out because we hadn't unpacked all the stuff from our move. And we just started using it, and it makes the best rice that I've ever had. But the Zerushi gets amazing reviews. So there's like a Toshiba for $112. There's a Kasori for $84. There's a little bitty bear that makes 2 cups of cooked rice. It's a tiny one for $25. That's half price. That was something I actually was looking for us to bring out for travel. The Zerushi is usually $232. And there's they've got some
couple different brands in there that look similar.
Yeah, so I'm sure you can find something. There's the Green Life one that's got a ceramic nonstick. A lot of these are going to have nonstick.
Yeah.
So you can probably find one with stainless steel, so that might be something you want to look at. Or get the ceramic one if you're feeling comfortable with that.
I have to say, though, that clay makes really yummy rice. I like it. I like it.
The Cuisinart is not very loud. It doesn't have all the hard to clean gaskets of other Cuisinart models. And I think it was just a period in time, right? Yeah, and I see you guys about writing it off, and I do. I just have to, do you know how many milk makers I'm writing off right now? So
I mean, we've got the Breville, but just not the one with the.
Oh no, they're tight. Yeah, not the dicer one, but it's not just you get the dice part.
Right. I'm just saying, like.
They know.
You don't really need it.
I know, it is the witching hour. I feel like it now. I'm losing my voice. Do you guys remember the last time when I was doing lives every day? I start losing my voice.
Yeah. So, like what I was saying though, like you already have this one. I mean, what's the chances you're going to do another like huge thing like that dehydrator?
We were already talking about dehydrator class 3.
Oh yeah.
Dehydrate all the things. And actually, I gave as a present some of the caramelized onions that I dehydrated, and it felt really fancy. I had some wee yogurt jars because they have some plant-based yogurts. And actually now Cheryl can steam the labels off for me. And I bought some of these fancy wooden tops that go into them. So it looks like super fancy jars. And I put some of my mac and cheese powder and some Rancho Gordo beans. When Dillip from the Triangle Vegetarian Society let us come to the buffet, we didn't sign up till the night before. And so it all worked out, but for his trouble, I wanted to give him a nice little present. And it really did feel very smancy. Yeah, the tea thing is awesome. And to me, that is one of the most decadent things that I own. But I will also say this, to get a London Fog at Starbucks is $5 or $6. So it's paid for itself over the years because we've had it for 3 years, I think.
This one?
Yeah, well, it's all kind of one. And they sent us, the last time we broke the thing, I think they sent it to us for free.
No, I had to pay something to get it. I can't remember what it was.
It wasn't much. It was like shipping or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't like $200.
No, I want to say though that it wasn't extremely cheap either.
But
it was less than $100.
That glass thing is like, I actually have a little wooden handled scrubber, and I just went, and it barely hit it as I was running, and it cracked, and it was done. And it will probably happen again. But it is the best thing since sliced bread.
I actually
drink
clanked
tea.
it the other day and went, it just held my breath with it, right?
Yeah. Oh, Amy has that tea machine. It is, if you're a tea drinker, there's something magical, because like you can make coffee, and actually I make cold brew coffee and drink my coffee cold, so I really don't do anything to it. But like, even if you go to Starbucks, you get a London Fog, you got a tea bag stuck in there that you've got to time and pull out. It just, it's one of the ways that I'm a little bit, I just love it. Ooh, you got yours for $40 in Facebook Marketplace? Absolutely, check that. That is great. Okay, Carrie says, I'm considering buying a Ninja Creamy, but a little worried I might go crazy eating sweet things, even healthy things. Has anyone had this happen? I will say that even during McDougal, we ate Ninja Creamy ice cream every night. So we'd like split a pint, and
But that
were
was
still losing
basically
weight.
Dole Whip. It was basically just
Well, they were all different kinds of things. They were all whole food, plant-based, no oil, compliant. Most of them were either date or fruit and sweetened. So it sounds to me like you're talking about more of like an addictive tendency.
well, and Gina has a great idea there
Okay.
too about how to handle that. Like,
If you have multiple containers in the freezer ready-made, if you only freeze one container at a time, you have to wait 24 hours.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. So now this isn't for everybody, but if you have trouble, like maybe you live alone and you know you're going to eat whatever you make, just freeze halfway. You can even go a third or a quarter of that pint and just freeze it like that. Because what you can do is if you have a whole pint, you're going to spend the whole pint. Then you eat half, pack it down, level it out, put it back in the fridge. If you're able to. If you're not able to do that, then just don't make a whole pint either. That's what I would do. Kelly says, now I've met the Beast. Thank you. And I used the Beast on Chef AJ's, on my show that I did on Chef AJ's channel. So if you want to see it, it blended just fine. But I am hoping to do a proper demo of it. And Apple says, I suppose it depends on what foods are appealing to you. I had a creamy and gave it away because it was collecting dust. And we go through stages. Like
We haven't had creamy in a while.
I have a bunch of pints frozen, and in fact, they're going to be ones I need to leave out longer because the longer they're in there, the more the water goes away. But we tend to eat in the summer. We have it every day.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it just depends. I'll get in that mood. Like I have a bunch of fall and winter flavors I want to make, so that could change things. But just like with all eating plan, diet, healthier, whatever, you kind of have to know yourself and what your triggers and weaknesses are. Like we were talking the other day, I don't know if any of you guys remember Tings. The people who do Pirate Booty used to have a vegan thing. They don't even make them anymore. But I can tell you right now, if I had one, I would eat the whole bag because those things they feel like nothing. They don't fill you up. They are delightful to the taste buds. I cannot do it. So that would be a no. Even if like magically they email me and said, can we send you a case? I would have to say no.
Yeah, because that just not.
Because I would eat them all.
We both would.
And the dog likes them.
Yes, the dog loves them.
we would just
And it used to be our older, like
Brenna
loved it. Like, and you could get fake ones. Like if you got off-brand Tings and you tried to give one to Brenna would smell it and be like, "Oh, don't give me that stuff. That's not a real Ting." And then she would like know if you had fake ones or real ones. I mean, it was crazy. She was crazy about them.
Issue was, so we are not a cheesy poof allowed household.
Yeah.
So, and the reason I'm telling you that is because like where I can say we don't have problems with Ninja Creamy and eating too much of that. Maybe that's your Ting, and I don't know, so I don't want to tell you, but you certainly can freeze small one-serving amounts, even in those pints.
And I would say my Ting is like Doritos. Like any flavored Dorito is a problem for me, especially when they bring back the nacho Dorito.
Well, it's helpful that most of them aren't vegan, but they do have a couple of vegan flavors that are problematic. And that's what we were a little worried about when we took our road trip. But we really didn't do road trip food. It was really pretty awesome. And Nancy says she keeps the Joy powder on hand for emergencies. Soy milk is my milk of choice. I like that. I just like it because it's thick and delightful. I would never turn up my nose to cooking with oat milk. Cooking with oat milk to me is the most brilliant, cheap, time-saving, easy thing to do. So even when we were buying milk, a lot of times I would still make oat milk for cooking. Gina says, Apple, do you know if it's possible for me to buy on Amazon in U.S. and have it shipped to Canada? Ooh, that's really a good idea. And Apple did an off-brand milk maker, and you were happy making fresh soy milk every day. And I think, and it's just kind of like that. Like Apple's trying a couple of things, and some things are sticking, and some things don't. That's what happens to me, and that's why, again, the caveat of I'm never trying to make you buy something. I'm still excited about the Ninja Creamy. And it keeps us out of trouble with like coconut milk ice cream or getting vegan. And vegan ice cream is so expensive at the store anyhow, even though it's not on our plan. And I can just make it and have what I want. So we've been really thrilled. That doesn't mean it's for everyone. Right? And if you're just as happy making ice cream in your blender, make ice cream in your blender. I like it because it's scoopable. It really feels like
it feels like.
And it's fun. And I was really able to do a lot of cool experimentation with it. And Serenity Blue says, no, I tried to do this when gifting things to Susanna. It won't let me, even a small thing like a coffee mug. What you would have to do is get it delivered to your house and then ship it to Canada. And in fact, that may still be the best option, but I would check shipping prices. And Apple used to have the Soy Bella, and for those of you in Canada, the Soy Bella is the most affordable. I have a Soy Bella too. It's great. It's basic. You don't have to strain. It works pretty good. Nothing wrong with it. I like these others a little bit better. However, if they cost twice as much as they do, I might be recommending things differently. So, how much salt would you need to add to plant milk like almond for 7 to 8 cups of milk? I've been adding a bit and it extends the life. What's the least I can add? I don't know the answer to that because I don't put any salt in mine and I use it up within the week. And so I think in general, most nut milks, everything but oat milk, will last 5 to 8 days. In general, in a cold fridge, your mileage may differ depending on how cold your fridge is, how good the seal is, blah, blah, blah. I would just keep backing off until you saw a difference in how long it lasted. That would be the only way to really do it. Oh, you're so welcome, T.S. Yeah, oat milk in the blender is so cheap. And then if it's snowing, people who have snow, like we get it maybe once a year. Oh, this is great. Now you can mail something to her U.S. address, and if you wanted Apple to have it, I'm sure we could get Susanna to deliver. She told me in the past that Apple is only 45 minutes from her, so that could work.
That's Baby Yoda. That's Baby Yoda's real name.
Oh, yes, it was Baby Yoda.
But technically, it's Grogu.
Okay. Here's Apple put in the link for oat milk, so thank you. Marilyn says I'm 5'1.5". It's crazy how many people are fun size like me. It's kind of awesome. And use the Mueller on the kitchen counter. Sit at a table and use it. That's great too. Oh, awesome! Gina just got one, and all three of us are 5'1.5". Yeah, Plants Only Muncher said, I missed the questions to the answers for each product on Amazon. I don't like that we can only search if our question's been answered.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes reading all the questions. Can you not chew on your...
I'm not chewing. I'm just resting my hand up there. Jeez.
That's like me doing this, like I'm not going to start picking on something, we do what we do. Yeah, and I don't like the way they change things a lot like that on Amazon, and that's why I kind of showed you how we look at things. Oh, hey, Joanne. Recently discovered your channel after purchasing a Ninja Creamy. Oh, I'm glad you've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Yeah, we don't need Alexa connected to an air fryer. That just sounds, Alexa's going to be like, hey, don't you want me to remind you of this? I'm going to go, no. And she's going to turn off my air fryer. There's going to be repercussions. I can see it. Yeah, Cheryl did have way too much fun with the steam cleaner.
I did.
And hopefully she's going to continue to have that fun.
I wish that other camera would hurry up and get here so it can follow me.
Abby, thank you for telling me this too. So I don't think Tammy thought the jewel was for her since she also creates her own recipes. Okay, so that's, I just want it. Tom wanted technology. Tammy didn't need it. Yes, that sounds like
our house.
If she was buying it, that would probably be the one. She'd be like, "Ooh, I can get recipes right on my phone."
I don't know though. I just like I'm not like sold on the whole like kitchen appliances needing apps. I'm just not sold on that yet.
I think there could be a tipping point of where it's going to be really helpful, but I just don't think it's there right now.
Yeah.
And Abby says, Cheryl, please show more of the Ladybug cleaner. I just sent for one and want to use it on my tub, but also my Ninja Foodie to see if I can clean the heating element lid.
Yeah, so with the heating element lid, you're going to want to be real careful that you don't get too close to anything that is going to let any of that moisture get into electronics. Like on the Breville, there's a fan like on the corner in the back or something like that. So if I do the Breville, I'm going to try to make sure I don't get anywhere near that fan. In fact, I might even put like tape or something over the top of that.
More videos are coming though, for sure.
Yeah, she's got a whole list of stuff she wants me to clean with that.
There's so many things, and I'm so excited because like that's one of the things that the negative about the Breville that I will say is that it has two covered heating elements near the bottom. So anything like you're baking sweet potatoes, you've poked holes, that's going to drip down on there. Mm-hmm. So it does become a little bit hard. You can put another sheet pan under there.
I've actually, like, in the past trying to clean that thing up for a demo or something, I've, like, sat there with, like, a razor blade. Like, y'all, this is so dangerous. Do not try this at home unless you have very steady hands. But I would sit there and, like, get it wet with, like, a cleaner, like one of the Branch Basics cleaners, and then I would just sit there and just like try to scrape and scrape and scrape and scrape along until all that gunk would start to come off there, and it takes hours. So I'm hoping that this cleaner is going to make it go bloop, just like that.
And we don't clean it that often. It's not like it stays pristine.
Yeah, no. We only clean it when we know we have to have a demo on it.
And I think Mia probably isn't here anymore, but like I hadn't been using it. I was using the Ninja one, and I had just put it off somewhere dirty. And Mia needed to borrow it, and I was like, you can borrow it, but it's disgusting, and you're going to have to clean it. Are you okay with that? Because I would not be, and I would recommend that you don't borrow it. And she was. And Amy has a great question. On sweet potatoes, can you dice them if you microwave them 3 to 4 minutes first? I would think so.
Yeah, because then they're going to be smushier.
Yeah, because then it would be... And I don't remember what I got
for
15.
That was the small clay yogurt maker, 2-quart
and here I can
thing.
Yeah,
it was at Macy's. It was on sale. I had whatever the equivalent of Macy's cash is, or whatever that is that you have to use up sometimes. And I also had a coupon. And they let me, double up with that. So I thought, well, that would be fun.
It's this, but it's like $60 on Amazon right now. I think I showed you guys, or maybe I didn't because I was like, I don't want you to deal with it. But it's also a slow cooker, and I think it's a 2-quart slow cooker. Mm-hmm. And so
But people online...
You got to see some cat hair off the floor.
But people online complained that as a slow cooker, it didn't do a very good job because of the temperature.
One of the reasons I didn't do a big thing on the Vita Clay is because it's a fast slow cooker / rice cooker. Mm-hmm. So the one not that one, but the one we use that's larger. So all the timings are different, which means all the water levels are different. And I kind of had to just make this call: am I going to change all the recipes or not? And since it's one appliance that's not very popular, I just didn't. Yeah, and what holds a lot of people back from rice cookers is the nonstick pot. You can find some with stainless. Your Instant Pot is stainless and can make rice, so you don't have any issues there. These clay pots are kind of nice too. Oh yay, Apple bought a stainless steel lined rice steamer. That's awesome. And Always Learning has a rice and veggie steamer by Black & Decker that you've had for 25 years, and that's great. Use it all the time, absolutely. And there's nothing wrong. In fact, it's awesome to get an appliance and use it until it doesn't work anymore. Appliances from 25 years ago last a lot longer, typically, than most appliances we buy now. An inexpensive aroma. Yeah, those are great. And that was my first rice cooker, and I loved it. And then there's Dylan, who cooks his rice like pasta and swears by it. And here's the thing, everybody has different methods. For sure. Yeah. Serenity, but you may need throat coach to help you with how to talk for long periods of time without injuring your vocal cords. And it's actually like right in here. It's actually in part of my throat instead of my vocal cords. And I was actually a French hornist for most of my life and played professionally, so I even took breathing lessons. But I'm not sure. I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. Let's see. And Marilyn's had the Zerushi, so not shocked, for years and love it. Come on, go in there.
Oh, Janelle, thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Sheena, I'm in awe of how you and Cheryl keeping up with the chat with us, with you jumping all over the place. I'm usually pretty good. I know I'm behind is the only thing, and so I can jump to the bottom when I'm asking you questions. Yay, Raw Chef Lynn is here. Yes, this live has been going on for a long time.
I think is it good morning for you? I think so,
oh, yeah. I think it is.
Early morning?
So, Chef Lynn, is there like a Black Friday that happened right yesterday where you are? I think it was yesterday instead of today. Or is it today that it's starting? I get confused which way goes where.
Yeah.
I'm just a dumb American when it comes to time and geography. Janice said I made a really good creamy pint with sweet potato, cacao, and orange flavoring. I love orange and chocolate. She hates it.
It ruins chocolate.
Ooh, looking to replace my Swenson Swiss orange chip. I like that. What if we made an orange ice cream and put chocolate chips in it?
I might could go for that because I do like the orange ice creamy kind of things. So that could be the game changer for me.
Yeah, Ting. I don't think there have been Tings for 5 years or 4 years, so I think it's done. I usually make my oatmeal in a 2-quart pot, and we use 1 cup of steel cut oats and 4 cups of water.
A little over 4 cups, actually.
It's because of the slow cooker we use. In general, you can use 4 cups. So it runs a little hot, so we have to add a little more water.
Yeah.
Oh, you just got off your live with Chef AJ, so I'm here now, 9:10 on Saturday. So Black Friday is done there.
Yeah.
Do you guys so like it's Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and then like Giving Tuesday, Cyber Monday, Giving Tuesday.
Yeah,
what happens on Sunday?
Nothing. I don't think that's the day of rest. For most people, not you.
They're shopping. They're still shopping. That's why.
That's probably the last day of the Black Friday deals.
Okay.
And then Monday will go into the Cyber Monday deals because now there's all that usually on Cyber Monday is when there's a lot of movies that go on sale on I like to get.
That's what she spends a lot of money on. So we still have
movie bundles.
We still have all those DVDs too that we have to figure out what to do with.
All my favorite ones I've been slowly replacing into digital so that they're just available on
because you had the regular DVDs and then you had the Blu-rays.
Then I got all my favorites in Blu-rays, and then there was that short time where I had that other one before Blu-ray. that I thought was going to be the winner.
That was the beta of the, right? Isn't it Betamax?
No, it wasn't like Betamax, but it was the Betamax of Blu-ray. So I
Right.
can't remember.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying.
Was it called just HD?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I noticed they're going back to using that with the 4K DVD, and then there's an HD version, something of it now. I don't know. I'm not keeping up with that anymore because I'm just buying them on digital. I just click on my little Apple TV box and go right to my movies.
It's really nice, actually. I will say that. So because like we need to declutter the entire house. And this is the only room that you see in the bedroom and the bathrooms are the only ones that are kind of not super, super cluttered.
Yeah.
So that's why you won't see them until they're ready. Who knows if that will ever happen.
Well, I think they're going to see your office soon.
The office or the den, one or the other, I think we'll have set up. And Janelle says your Ninja Creamy Deluxe demo is why I have one, and no regrets. I love it. That's great. I try to show the good and the bad. Oh, and Abby is also in the 5 feet and a smidge category. Jeremy says, sup, skip back Friday for the first time in like 15 years. Congratulations, my friend.
You are my hero, Jeremy.
So far, I haven't bought anything. I've got a couple things I'm thinking about, like that dicery thing.
I did buy that thing for the dog.
What's that thing?
The camera that shoots out the treats. I just couldn't help myself. Well, it was the first time I've seen one that didn't have a subscription service with it, too.
So it's like a little camera. We can talk to the dog and stuff. So Max is 11, and he's got some cataracts, and so he doesn't get crated. He just stays in the bedroom. We do think he stayed in the bedroom with the chipmunk a couple of times, and that was definitely a messed up bedroom to come home to. But sometimes he gets a little disoriented now that he can't see so well. So we were thinking if we can see him and say hello and throw him a treat, then maybe while we're out at the vegan Indian buffet or taking, I don't know, we wouldn't take a you-know-what without him. But that might be helpful. But yeah, that is another, like, that's total bougie item like my Breville tea maker.
Yeah.
So that goes on that category. Abby says my ladybug won't come with a Cheryl. Major drawback. We can discuss rental fees.
She rents me out all the time, y'all.
Oh, Carlene says I'm 4'11" and 9'16".
Wow.
More power to you, sister. Had always been 5 feet, but at 72 years old, gravity is getting to me. That's a smidge right there. And SFOS says Dr. Bernard also boils rice like pasta. And Raw Chef Lynn says, I've had some appliances which my mom passed down to me from 30 years ago, and they still work so well. Absolutely. And they don't make things like they used to. That's for sure. Oh, and you have been just such a delight to have here. Am I catching up?
Oh my gosh,
She
we're
says
catching
I'm
up.
catching up, but we're not. Oh, I am. There's this thing, it'll go more comments. And I'm like, I've only seen that since we began. Janice says, I got a ceramic nonstick inner pots for my 3, 6, and 8 Instant Pots on Amazon for things that tend to stick more. I have to have non-toxic coating because I have a bird. Yeah, so that's important. Also, for those of you who just have stainless steel Instant Pots, if you soak it with warm soapy water for 24 hours, that gets, I'd say 70 to 80% of all things. I've burnt some things on hard. When I burn things on hard, I go, hey, Cheryl, can you fix this? Because she's a better cleaner than I am. And use Barkeeper's Friend, which is also not super non-toxic.
Yeah.
It's not like using Branch Basics, but we would probably try now Branch Basics, and they have that Oxy something.
Yeah.
The little powder.
Oxy Boost.
I'd put the powder in and let it soak with a little bit of Branch Basics and see. We've gotten everything out. Yeah, there's a charity day. I think it's Giving Tuesday and Small Business Saturday. So tomorrow is Small Business Saturday. Oh, and Nancy agrees citrus doesn't go with chocolate. We all have to have our beliefs.
Oh, Jonelle, there is a difference between like just the regular steamers that are out there and the Ladybug in the way that the technology that it uses. It is also
Are you talking about the Hamilton Beach cleaner that steams floors, or are you talking about the layered thing that's a steamer and steams vegetables, is what I want to know, Janelle. Because it could be either one.
oh, could be.
Because I don't know, either you're speeding up or we're slowing down. I think both. We've been on here for 3.5 hours, and we were just going to hop on for a half hour.
Yeah.
But that's what happens. But I always want
It's
to
good
answer
for
all
us,
your
though.
questions. So if you guys have if there's some other things you want to ask about, that can be cooking or appliances or anything. If you want me to look for some sales on a couple other things, you guys can always email me at kathyhester@gmail.com. You can leave a comment below. I will, the chat is going to go away for a couple hours as the video processes, and then it'll come back so you can see all the links in the chat too. But that, if you're watching and it's just a few hours old, that may not be the case. Mm-hmm. So if you ask for some of them, I can come back in and put them in tomorrow. And okay, we're getting some. Oh, Vegan Knowledge is here.
Hey,
How
JJ.
are you doing? We're doing good.
Yeah.
We've just kind of had
kind of a relaxing kind of day, actually.
I'm trying to avoid Black Friday, but I'm still stressed out because I have to go look at all the work things and see what I have to get and what I need to cancel from last year. Les Colleen
I'll help
comes
you with
after
that.
me.
I'll help you that.
And that's because Colleen is my bookkeeper. So know that. It's not out of any kind of mean rage. She's the one who keeps me sane and helps me get my taxes in. Mona says she slowed down. She fell asleep and then her nephew texted her and woke her up. I did that yesterday around the same time. I'm like,
Yeah.
we're just like watching TV and I took a little mini nap.
I think I fell asleep too. Remember? I kind of
Yeah,
dozed
I
off.
woke up and she was asleep and the dog was snoring. Oh, Janelle says, I'm having more fun in the kitchen with whole food, plant-based foods with Kathy's experience, and with her appliances, I got brave. And that is awesome, and I'm so glad it helps.
Yeah.
Because that's why I'm doing it. I want it, if like using an Instant Pot or slow cooker makes your life harder, you shouldn't be doing it. You should be doing it to make your life easier.
Yeah.
And that's for sure. And that's why I will tell you, like, most of you do not need a Breville tea maker. Those of you who like tea and are fancy and like it brewed X amount of minutes and seconds, you will love it. But, that's a minuscule amount of the population. It's the two-layer vegetable cereal. Because I'm like, I don't think.
Well, we were
Hamilton
talking
Beach-
about the ladybug too, so I didn't know.
Oh, and that's a great question. I've been looking at them. I will tell you that. The Sky Warrior says, what do you think about the Ninja outdoor wood fire ovens? And I have so many conflicted feelings about it. And let me see if I can show you guys.
We've got one of those bonfires that
This is different.
the Solos that has like this wok thing that we can put on top of it.
And that's kind of cool. It's a stainless steel wok we haven't used yet. Okay, I'm going to we're on the Ninja site. It's very exciting. Let me go get to, I think they're on the, see, that's the thing. It's a pellet grill.
Well, that's
and I'm
kind of
so
cool.
sorry, you guys. That's lots of meat. That I didn't really, and that's the inside grill. And there is going to be a lot of meat, so just close your eyes.
I bet that would be really good pizza maker as well as nice roasted veggies.
It's quite expensive, and my concern is this: there's a lot of knobs and things and buttons and digital things, but it stays outside. So that's
Well, you probably have to store it inside.
well, they have a cover that doesn't come with, so it's like a $300 oven without the cover. I think they have. Is this? Yeah, these are the sale prices. So that one has that stand to lift it up. And I think $500 is a lot of money for that. You can get like a Breville's precision pizza oven for that much money. And I just wonder how all this stuff is going to last in the elements without a cover.
Well, you would have to get a cover if you left it outside. There's just nothing.
And then the other thing is, like, all the little things that go in there are nonstick. Let's see if we can.
My thing is, how long do those pellets last? Because, you know, like in the solo stove, you got to constantly be feeding those things.
In the solo stove, we're not using pellets. We're using wood.
Well, the new little one uses pellets.
Okay, we haven't used that one yet. So you can make pies. All the stuff in there is kind of non-stick, and like to me that seems not like outdoor material, but you can't use it inside because of the heat. So first off, sorry to show you all that meat, but there really wasn't another way to do that. Really?
Oh, Kohl's has a good deal on.
Oh, do
How much
they?
are they at Kohl's?
Okay, let me look that up really quick. Oh, yay. And why don't you read some of these while I'm looking?
Oh.
Can you do that? That's why
Yeah,
my
yeah.
voice is gone, because you don't read the comments. Click
Okay.
on the picture.
Okay.
Click. It'll show
All
up
right.
there.
So JJ is just saying how happy she is seeing everybody.
We're happy to see you.
Yep. And so we're checking now on the Kohl's situation. Also say hi to Dawn for us, JJ.
Is she hanging out? What is she buying on this Black Friday is what I want to know. 'Cause she's a techie too. So it's like Tom, Cheryl, and Dawn are off buying all the things.
And Abby says, it also does not come with a Cheryl, so cleaning and storing the grill might be a problem. Right? Yeah. All right, Gina.
Bye, Gina.
We'll
It's been
see you
awesome
later.
hanging out
Thanks
with
for
you.
hanging with us.
Okay,
We
I see
appreciate it.
indoor grills. Where are the outdoor grills?
And why did this go back? Did we
Here.
get disconnected, or
No.
it went all the way back to the beginning?
Can we click that? There you go.
All right. Thank you. Because I'm not.
It's
I'm
okay.
technical, but not like
You
this
have
kind
to
of technical.
practice. You have to practice.
know.
So read some.
But it's just everybody saying bye to Gina.
So, okay.
All right.
Here we
so
go. With outdoor grill, it's $279 there, and with on Kohl's with the code GET10 and Go Shop 15. Let's see, what was it?
Ooh.
At Ninja Kitchens.
So
again?
Janice says that the Uni pizza grill has one that you can use multiple power sources, wood, gas, and maybe electric now. It's been on my list for a long time. Wood-fired pizza is the best.
It is. It is, and I would like that. And with me being able to, let's see.
Jeremy, did I miss a super sale on creamy? I don't think there's a...
No, it's like 5% off.
Yeah, it's not a super sale yet.
I put it on the list, but honestly, it's just not that big a deal. Okay, so it's $2.99, the basic one on the Ninja site. It is $2.79. Is it the basic one? Is it the same? Do you get? I think you get some pellets with it on Kohl's, but it looks like you get some of these pans, maybe.
Yeah.
So I'd have to look and see what the accessories were to make sure you're not saving $20 to spend $40 to get those accessories.
Yeah.
But the Cuisinart has a 3-in-1 pizza oven, griddle, and grill for $179. I don't know what it uses as fuel. Oh.
I almost got something from Walmart this morning, but I stopped myself because I knew you would not approve.
What is it?
There's a Blackstone tabletop griddle thing and it's marked down to $99.
And here's my thing, and
It's a propane one.
It's purely because I don't eat meat or eggs or any of that stuff. And you guys, if someone there, like especially maybe Jeremy, who was Sky Warrior, my grill people, what I really like and enjoy is the smoky flavor of a grill. So having this griddle thing, which is basically just like
Propane
a giant,
stove.
hamburger milkshake top. It's just it's a flat top grill. And I've worked in so many restaurants. Like, that's what you make.
That's why I
on.
like it.
You can make all these things on it, yeah, but it doesn't make it any better than some of these other things.
Doesn't.
I think the good thing is if you're a very large family or you have very large cookouts, you can make
you can put lots of
30
stuff.
30 veggie burgers at the same time. But I don't think it does anything for us.
No.
And that's why I'm not sold. I even have a friend who's a Blackstone Grill blogger, but she's an omnivore. She is not a vegan or vegetarian. And for me, what I like about grilling and all of that stuff is the smokiness, and you don't get that. So that's my feelings. And yes, JJ is my initials, and everyone at work and lots of my family call me that. And people call me Jen too, whichever you prefer. That's great.
Oh, Jeremy.
And are you Apple to all your friends for sure? That's funny. So now I feel privileged. Sometimes I feel like I'm calling you some weird name you don't want to be called. So. And I know your name, but I knew you as Apple for so long. It's hard for me to switch to your real name. And Jeremy was saying, "Is there a TV?" No. Although
I thought about it. Somebody had a 70-inch for like $2.99 or $3.99 or something like that, and I was like, it can't be that good. Like, it can't be 4K and all that at $2.99 or $3.99 for 70-inch TV. That's bigger than the one in there.
Well, what I was thinking is if we got the den all the way done, so like we even have already like a TV table that has one of those electric fireplaces in it to put the TV on, and it's boxes down there now. It's chaos. It's like somebody's garage. And we have an old couch that's just stained. It's actually nicer than any other couch we've had since then. And so Cheryl's going to actually use the ladybug on it because it's supposed to be working really well. And Max loves the gas fireplace up here. Like, it is his sole reason for living during the winter. So we're hoping we could switch him down there, and then that would be another space that we can be in.
Yeah.
If that gets all put together, I would be willing to get another TV.
I bought a new TV for down there. It's in the box. I've never set it up.
I don't think I knew that. Because we were having a conversation and I was asking about is the size of the TV okay. You're like, oh yeah, it's fine. Now I know why.
I bought a 43-inch television that I got like at Amazon Prime sale or something like that. I paid $129.
She's not even telling me when she's buying TVs now.
$129 was all I paid for that.
It doesn't matter. It's
So-
a TV rule.
Yeah, but
It probably has been 5 years since you bought it.
that TV that's in that room down there is the TV that came from the old house.
Okay.
So
You guys don't all know the TV story, but Jeremy does. So when we first got together, Cheryl started getting a new TV every year, and then I was like, no, now all the rooms have TVs. We don't need any more TVs. And I made a rule that you can get a TV once every 5 years. Mm-hmm. And at that point I said, even if you can be in Star Wars and it's like virtual reality, 5 years, no exceptions.
you said even if I could be a hologram.
Inside the movie. I did. I'm so horrible. And then it, like 3 years later, she was really wanting a TV. And I thought I could nip it in the bud. And I said, if you buy me a Vitamix, you can have a TV. Because it's ridiculous. If you spend $400, you may have a TV. And she went, okay. And that's how I have a Vitamix. Mm-hmm. So there you go. That's a story you may or may not have wanted to know about.
See, I'm like attitude down there. You can never have too many TVs, especially big ones.
Yes,
But I did buy a small one because that space down there from there to there is smaller.
Okay. You
Distance.
It's okay. You don't
So
have to
if we got, but see,
notice that.
But if we got another big TV down there, what would happen is we'd be dizzy all the time because it'd be too big for that little space. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, that's good.
But 70 would go great up here.
All right, so Abby was saying the Ninja Grill is $249 at Walmart. I'm on Top Cash and get 13% back. I used my 13% on an Instant Pot item for my daughter, absolutely.
Nice.
JJ said we got home at 2 a.m. from traveling to Mom's and both worked. We're too tired to shop. Indeed. Right? And I didn't even know.
You did know. You did know because you rode with me to go pick it up
Mom
at
was like,
Best
but
Buy.
it's a 70. No,
But you rode with me to Best Buy to pick it up.
I probably wasn't paying any attention. I was watching videos on TikTok. I bet you anything I was.
Wow, I could go buy anything and go pick it up if she's on TikTok watching videos.
Possibly.
Wow.
Possibly. No, we're not holograms. That's awesome. You guys have any questions about anything else? If not, I think that we should sign off for the evening.
Yeah. We haven't even had dinner yet.
We have not had dinner. This was a very short 4 hours, 3.5 hours. But you guys are just so much fun to hang out with.
It is
That's
true.
what it is. We'll
It
probably
is.
go live at some point over the weekend again. Either I'll show something or we'll just chat again.
Definitely.
Apple
Definitely
says I
email
haven't
me.
had a TV in more than 40 years, and I'm thinking of getting one. I might have to confer with Cheryl. Absolutely.
Yep.
That is who you should talk to. You can email her at support@healthyslowcooking.com.
Yep.
Catitude says I have a
Yep.
75 in the front room and a 70 in the bedroom.
Yep.
And TVs are, I had one TV that I had, oh my goodness. I had it in New Orleans. So I probably had it, I had one that had a candle burnt hole in it. That was back when they were big, right? That my dad had gotten me when I was like 21. And I had that till I was 34. Had that TV till I was 34. I just put something on the top. Then finally it was like, I was still using it with the VCR. I gave it to a friend and it wouldn't turn on. And I got a TV then. Then, a couple of years later, I was very mad about this. Then they changed the whole how you get TV. So I had to get another one. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't liking that. So, and she comes in and she's like, let's get a TV. And I'm like, I just got a TV.
You had a 20-inch television.
Well, that's, you know.
I couldn't watch anything smaller than a 42. But remember we went to Costco. It was Black Friday, and they had those 50-inch televisions on sale. And that's when you cut me off, was when I bought that 50-inch television.
I was like,
at
this
Costco.
is enough.
But I was like, it was only $200 or something like that. It was crazy. It was so cheap for at the time. But you remember, though, that one died on us, like, within 2 years. Mm-hmm. That cheap
Well, then
TV.
I let her replace one.
That was the one you let me replace because it died.
And this is right when there were smart TVs. Okay, so I'm like, a TV is a TV is a TV. Before, and then I was like, you mean I can connect to the internet? Which is like, because.
And then she found out it had apps with like
and
Netflix.
I was like, apps? We could just do it like that? And I'm like, ooh. And so then I have to confer usually a little bit on the TV to make sure it's easy and we don't have 17,000 remotes.
Well, but you know the TV that's down there hanging on the wall that the one in the box is going to replace is that TV.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes me feel good.
Yeah, so that TV is like 12 years old.
And Abby's doing chores while we're just chatting. Yeah, 19 was huge back then. I know. Like, if I had gotten, like, one of the big iMacs sooner and we weren't together, that could have been my TV for the rest of my life.
Probably. I don't see you arguing too much about the big TVs, though, now.
No, it is kind of nice. Catitude says Cheryl and I would get along just fine. Absolutely. I think that's why everybody likes us doing the lives together, because, like, you identify with one of us on something, probably.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, it's been awesome. I hope your Thanksgiving weekend is going fantastic. Try and remember, this is me talking to myself and you. If you miss something on Black Friday, it's not gone forever. You just might have to pay some more money for
Yep.
it. And that is not the end of the world. So if you're feeling really conflicted about stuff, you don't have to get it. And if you're looking at my class sales below, I'm not ending them this next week. So there'll be more talk about that. Maybe tomorrow I will go and talk about those and let it be Small Business Saturday. Also, the vegan ebook I was a part of a few months ago, it is also going to be for sale starting tomorrow. So I'll send out some stuff about that. If you didn't get it and you wanted it, you got another chance. But that's about it. But you don't have to buy anything.
That's exactly
No one's
right.
making you. You don't make yourself. And probably you don't have to look at work stuff about it. Oh, Janelle says, good night, everyone. It's a joy being with you all tonight. I look forward to our next outing together. We will stay warm and cozy. We're going to go over by the fireplace with the dog.
Yep.
And we probably will do a W together at some point in the next few weeks. Yeah, the TV, people love hearing the TV discussion, but it was real. It was real.
You got a Vitamix, didn't you? And I still saved money on that deal.
Yeah, if you want a justification for buying something, Cheryl's your gal.
You know, Costco clearance is a good thing.
We've gotten some good things that way. And Janice says, thanks, it's been fun. Even though we've been talking appliances, this has kept me off of Amazon shopping. Excellent. It has me too. You guys come back over here, Mouse. Have an amazing night. We are so happy you guys are part of the community. I'm so glad and just lifted
Yes.
getting to hang out with you guys. So have an amazing night, and we will talk to you very, very soon.